What's your favorite scary movie?
This is Halloween Town.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Beetlejuice.
You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare.
Do you want to be a dead person?
Okay, Crimson. I said Falcon and Winter Soldier once. Calm down.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Cheap Seat Critics podcast. And I'm one of your hosts, Geeky Rider.
Crimson Maroon.
And I'm Sprinks. And hey, if you're listening from having a clue where this movie takes place, if you're listening from Halloween
Not yet.
Day,
From Nevercracker's
that's
house.
a weird thing to say. Nevercracker's house. Ooh, that could work. Sure. If you're listening from there, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Bluesky, Instagram, TikTok. We also have a LetterBoxd where we have our average out numbers and graphs of everything we've covered up to date, pretty much. We have the visual side of things over on YouTube and Rumble. But hey, maybe you're not a YouTube or Rumble person. Totally fine. You could be listening to us on multiple audio platforms that we're on. Pretty much anywhere you find a podcast, you probably could find us. So,
Yeah, today we're covering Monster House.
Yay!
So,
ooh, spooky.
I suppose we should start with the histories. So I'm gonna throw the ball over to Crimson.
Okay. So I actually have some history with this film. I've seen this 10 to 15 times, would be my guess. I've played a little bit of the video game. The first time I got this movie was for Christmas. Santa used to hide stuff around the house sometimes. And one year, as we were throwing away the Christmas tree, because we had a real tree, I put my arms in to get a good grip on the trunk, and I felt something, and there was another gift in the tree that no one knew about. So I opened it up, and there it was, Monster House. So then I watched it. There you go. That's the origins of Monster House. I've had no merch. I don't know if there's merch. So there you go. History.
Sprinks.
How strange. Because I too feel like I received this movie for Christmas. Very interesting. A year we got my family got a trampoline, and on top was a DVD for each of myself and my siblings, and one of them was Monster House, I believe. I've seen this movie probably 15 to 20 times. I think this is a great horror movie or Halloween type movie for a kid type thing. I've played the video game, never beat it on the PS2, and I think that's about it.
All right. Well, I've seen this film a total of 2 times. I know I've seen it 2 times, but the reason I picked it for the podcast is because I have no memory of it. So I wanted to rekindle my memory. I saw it, I believe, in theaters. And
long time ago.
Yeah. And I believe I saw it once on a DVD that I don't think I got for Christmas. I got it for Halloween.
That's more appropriate.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, so my history isn't too big, but it's one of those movies I'm just like, I know I've seen this a couple times. I just don't remember it at all. So I wanted to pick it for the podcast to refresh my memory, as it were.
And did it?
It did, yeah. And I guess with that, I shall move us into facts, unless anyone's got any history they think they're forgetting.
How can I know
No.
what I don't know?
Exactly. So this movie came out in July 21st, 2006, with a runtime of 91 minutes, with a budget of $75 million and a box office of $141.9 million. So it almost doubled its budget.
I
Where's
have
Monster House 2?
I have a guess as to why. Well, first
You
off,
have a guess?
first off, a little interesting that this was a summer blockbuster coming out in July.
Yeah.
But this is an Amblin Entertainment film, so it has the names of Robert Zemeckis and Steven Spielberg on it. I'm sure that drew in some crowd.
Yeah, that was I remember reading a fact that this was the first film that they were credited together since Back to the Future.
Interesting.
If that's
Cool.
true or not, but as always with the internet fans of the Chief Secret process, take our facts with a grain of salt because that is where we find said facts, and the internet never lies. Right.
Never.
Sure.
It's reliably unreliable.
Exactly. It's directed by Gil Kenan, and this was his directorial debut. Not bad for a directorial debut.
No, not bad at all.
Yeah. As of 2018, this is the only motion capture film to feature an entirely original story and not be based on existing source material. So I don't know if that's outdated now, but as of 2018,
As of 2018.
Well, you just added this to a list.
Interesting.
yeah.
I had someone in my life recently ask, "Well, everything's based off a book." I'm like, that's not true, but I couldn't give any examples. I couldn't remember. So boom,
Star
and now I have
Wars.
Monster House. Oh well, yeah, I guess. Good one.
Wait. You could hang on.
This is a
You
go-to one.
you couldn't think of an example of something that's not based off of a book?
Everything that kept popping in my mind was from a book.
Interesting.
We could be disappointed with him off the podcast, Springs. Chowder's line DJ "You piss in bottles" had to be redubbed "You pee in bottles" to help maintain a PG rating. You can still see Chowder's lips speak the original line.
Didn't notice that.
Interesting.
John Heder, who played Skull, tripped over wiring and broke his ankle the first day on set.
Wow.
What a champ.
Oh, it is Napoleon Dynamite.
Hush, guys.
The tricycle scene at the beginning of the movie is a homage to Stanley Kubrick's film rendition of Stephen King's The Shining.
Could get that.
In the hallway.
Yep. Danny on his trike. Or big wheel, I guess, essentially, because it's plastic. Is it? Oh, shoot. Yeah, my memory's fading me. I can't remember if Danny's trike is plastic or not.
I don't remember.
This is the last one for now. First animated film to be made using Sony Animation's rendering software.
Wow. So this is where Spider-Verse began.
That's what I was about to say.
Yep, pretty much.
This is where we got
Sorry.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
There we go. That's more relevant. Yep.
Yeah. Team of Demon Hunters. Good movie. Recommend.
I haven't seen it. I'm the only one who hasn't seen it. Darn.
Here, yeah.
Yeah, here.
As of recording date.
That's a recording date. Well, I guess with that, gentlemen, do you have any facts do you want to throw into the ring?
Like Sprinks does.
Do I? It's a stacked cast.
There you go.
I
need to scrounge up something.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if the end credits are billing or were in alphabetical. I didn't check, but it was fascinating that Nick Cannon was the second name out of the whole cast to be credited.
I would be shocked if it was billing. He barely has a role in this.
All right. I guess with that, gentlemen, we shall jump into our coverage where we will be doing the 3-act structure, classic, old reliable. And the first act is from the beginning to when Jenny finishes selling her candies to Z. And we'll start today with Bricks.
Okay. The opening title credits with the red over the black gave me very much Henry Selick type vibes.
Henry Selick vibes, huh?
Yeah. Just that like eeriness of not claymation, but maybe it was the font choice used or something, but just gave that sense.
That's fair. I can see that. I will jump to we kind of get a funny like prolonged shot of the girl going through the leaves, and it's kind of a long one shot. Um, the neighborhood for me looked all the same, but it might just be like animation and budget cuts because they're not used to this animation yet.
I
They
think
definitely took shortcuts in this.
yes.
Yeah.
I think the reason the neighborhood looks the same is to save props of a situation like being that it's close to Halloween, there's not a lot of pumpkins everywhere or decorations everywhere. What we do have is a lot of orange leaves and trees and browns. So I think looked a lot of the same to be colorized to the setting of the time versus decorating that way.
Yeah. There I mean, we could probably talk about this now. There's definitely some objects that appear and disappear. Uh within like the overall continuity of the house and other things.
I think so.
I'm sure, yeah. And I guess on the topic of shortcuts and potential budget constraints, the trees at Nevercrackers are copy pasted. It's the same tree.
Yep.
Yes.
They
They're
didn't even bother
all
like rotating it or anything. They're just lined up, and you can tell they're the same tree.
Nevercracker is very OCD about his trees.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes, you
it's true,
comes
but
well
it
the same.
does give across an unsettling feel to it. That it's like symmetrical.
I guess, but I don't think that's what they were going for. I don't think they wanted it to be symmetrical looking.
I don't know. Something about it has an OCD thing. I think that people could get that each side looks the same, but the house is very close to symmetrical, except one of the windows, is more um, outjusted or whatever the word is than the other. So it's not a exact symmetrical match. And I think that imagery can come across as unsettling.
Possibly.
Did when the little girl kind of gets veered off the sidewalk, did she hit a bump or was that the house?
I rewound it because I was like, did the house pull her into the yard? Because she was on the sidewalk. And then rewound it, looked. No, she just drifted. She just drifted onto the grass, and her shifting from sidewalk to grass got her tripped up.
I agree that it was not
And
the house's interaction.
okay, yeah, just wanted to check because I wasn't quite sure what had happened.
Especially
Uh,
the kid was innocent, not aggravating the house in any way. So I don't think the house would pull in the kid.
I don't think there's a
yeah,
such thing as an innocent kid.
Well, to Constance,
not
no.
not not in the mind of this house.
Yeah, I was like, nah, this house does not care. Any kid's a bad kid.
All right, Springs.
How strong does one have to be to break a tricycle with your bare hands?
I assume this is a plastic tricycle.
I think it's metal.
That doesn't. I think it's metal.
Yeah,
Well, he's got the legendary old man strength. I'm sure you guys have heard of such a thing. So that's what it is.
Legendary old man.
Old
He's not Uncle Iroh. What are you talking about?
got old man strength, and he was mad, compounding into super strength.
it's no Gandalf taking on the Balrog. Oh,
No,
What a comparison!
I still go with that.
This is
the
far
super
better.
strength. Watch your mouth.
Dare you
um,
desecrate Monster House with that?
this Harry Monster House with what?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would. Um. Uh. So. Uh.
I think it was
The
a bit much.
Yeah, it's a bit much, and because I wasn't sure, but I figured someone might have hopefully noticed. This isn't the same tricycle she gets back at the end of the film, right? She gets back a new one.
I think it's the
It's a
same one
different bike.
because Nevercracker puts the wheel back in.
Did he take
Okay.
the whole front off, not just
Yeah,
the
he like
wheel?
ripped it apart. So when they
Oh,
put the wheel back
I
in,
don't.
I don't think you could actually fix it.
I thought he just rips the wheel out, so the wheel's in one hand and the trike's in the other, and then at the end he just puts the wheel back on. My what's weird to me is that this trike doesn't need screws for the wheel. It's like a clip-on wheel. And I guess with how it ends, with how it's just easily fixed, is fine for how he can easily pull it apart at the beginning.
I'm looking. 'Cause I feel like he rips more than just the wheel off in the beginning. It's like the whole front part with the handles.
No, handlebars are in his other hand.
So yeah, it did break, right?
He broke the wheel off. But I've never seen a tricycle that's metal where the wheel isn't like screwed in or uh, welded on and
Mhm.
is like a clip on.
Yeah, because I don't think that kind of bike exists.
Okay, so yeah, that was a question because I thought it was a different tricycle, but if it's the same one, he just puts the wheel back in. I guess that
Yeah.
works.
I guess for my own question to be answered, I don't think he has super strength and I think it's totally fine. I don't think a tricycle like this exists.
It's the same bike.
Okay. I guess Crimson, you go.
Sure. I'm usually a last minute person. I'm a procrastinator. I'm bad at planning ahead. But boy, do these two put it to the limit where they're one night and 3 hours away from trick or treating and they're asking what costumes they're wearing.
Yeah, they did plan ahead.
That's kind of
No,
last.
they didn't even bring it up.
That is
DJ's not really planning to go, right?
no,
Like that
no.
was the idea.
No, he's too old for
He's
it
too
now. But
adult.
Chowder never brought it up until the day before Halloween.
The only thing I can think of that's fine is if they've always done homemade costumes.
It's
Maybe. Yeah,
possible,
but
but those
then
could also take
then
time.
Chowder's question would have been more insistent, I guess.
And Chowder could have gone with the mask he was wearing. It's being his costume anyhow.
If you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe Chowder was actually already ready and he was just asking DJ.
That wasn't part of his two options though, right? What was his two?
There's two options.
He gave him two ideas for costumes.
Well, it certainly wasn't Dirty Pirates.
No, it was not Dirty Pirates. I don't remember what they were. But he gave two ideas. Anyhow, that was my point.
All right. I'll talk about the parents. I think would have noticed uh old man Nevercracker ripping up the tricycle because they were outside.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
Uh, I mean, this is kind of one of my broader problems with this film is that the rest of the world is fucking oblivious.
There's no neighborhood.
There's
There's a
no
monster
neighborhood.
house screaming and yelling
Rolling
and
through the
nothing.
street and nobody responds.
No. There's only two cops, but there's no fire department. Well, no, that's
Neighbors.
another. I can't talk about it right now. There's something in a later act that I'll bring up.
Okay.
Okay.
It just proves more that there's no people.
Yeah, this is definitely where the world does not exist off camera, kind of world, and it is a problem that is persistent.
Actually, that's kind of funny
It's
then that the construction is to make some luxury like building, like housing, and all these houses have no people in them.
certainly feels that way.
It's a little funny. Yeah. Little funny I can talk about now. Timey-wimey situation that I almost slipped last week in a Little Vampire. Chowder comes up to the car behind and gets hit by the car, and the mom's immediate reaction is, "Where's DJ?" DJ hasn't moved, and he's been in front of the car the whole time.
Yeah,
She's a helicopter mom. Because the dad's like, "You wish it was him, huh? Was don't you?"
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't want to leave him alone. So yeah,
it's
that's
still
pretty funny.
quite funny and definitely some. They're not like roaring down the street, but Chowder took the car hit like a champ.
Taking it like a champ.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I
Yeah, I
I don't know what it is. I think it's just the animation and the mocap of what it is, which makes me question the other thing, which I didn't look up. The movements of the parents saying goodbye to DJ, and I think it was just specifically the dad, felt like the movement of Sid the Science Kid.
Chowder kind of has similar hair.
I don't know how to describe it. That show's very more vibrant and
Like,
colorful, but the way they
like it's got the
move,
floaty movement.
yeah.
Floaty
And it made
movements.
me question: is Sid the Science Kid mocapped?
I think it is. Pretty sure it is.
I guess that could explain it.
I don't know.
They do a thing in here, which Ryder you always bring up as an annoyance in something. It's just because you reference something bad doesn't mean it's accepted. Which is Chowder brings up that there's no sirens for the ambulance, but he's not dead.
Yeah,
So why isn't it urgent?
yeah, it's a fucking problem.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
I can only agree with that.
paramedics do take him away in a gurney. Just want to point out, we do see paramedics.
Yes, there is first responders somehow
Yes.
in this world. Um, I do like that. One of the things I like that was the parents as they're driving off, their constant bickering. It doesn't come across as toxic. It just comes across as like they need a break. You know, it's kind of
That's
a
just
hard line to walk
it feels like
for
they're
like
dynamic.
yeah,
The thing they do.
yeah.
I like that it's
But
enough
yeah,
that
not
actually makes them
toxic.
characters. Like for how small they're in the movie.
I
Yeah,
want more of them.
they definitely. I do wish there were more in the film. Yeah,
Not apple dumpling rides again. Level
No,
of
no, 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 no. Be
integration.
careful what you wish
Uh,
for. It's the exact
not
definition
that
of
much,
be careful what you wish for.
but more would be lovely.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I guess with that, Crimson.
Okay, why did the house choose to call them when it did? 1114. Just seems like an arbitrary thing to do.
It might be that the house blames him for the loss of Nevercracker.
How to get his number?
He sat up in bed, right? Before the phone rang?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'm thinking the house waited for any movement in the room before calling
That's
to go with
isn't that what woke him up? What woke him up? Oh no, the nightmare woke
the
him up.
nightmare woke him up.
Then got a call.
But I think
Yeah.
he moved, and the movement of him made the house call that someone was in the room. I think that's what made the call happen at that time. How the house got the number, on the other hand, I don't know. Unless the house is like the phone is connected to the house, so it knows how phones feel, like it's a nervous system or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's a
that's a stretch.
landmine or something.
I mean, it just moves trees in its own lawn, and it's connected to the grass. It's more than just the house.
It's its property line. It doesn't affect
Could,
anything from across the street or past the
Yeah.
sidewalk.
maybe Nevercracker read out loud the phone book or something.
So without any establishment of like the house overhearing the mom saying something about the house phone or something, then I think it's an issue the house knows the house number. Or if she listed it off for the babysitter, something. I don't know.
But how would the house dial a number?
How would the
It's,
house
it's
use a rug as a tongue? What, what do you mean?
I think it's just a part of it. Like the phone is just a
Yeah,
part of the house. It's the house doesn't like have the tongue like press the dials on the number like it's its own object.
yeah, I agree. It just
So
calls up.
so I think the calling situation of a house is connected into constants the house itself to use. So I don't know if it's like in this form telepathy.
Way too much of a reach for me. That is something they'd have to set up.
like I said, I can buy the landlines connecting into it and that it being almost like a nervous system to the house. I wish there was. I don't know how the kids would discover that though, because it's kind of like a very highly specific and niche thing. but it would solve, I think, the problem.
We do know that there are phone lines in the neighborhood. For an Act 3, we see them. If it's just a connected situation like that, maybe. That way it's not like there's an actual connection made from phone to phone and not like microwaves or whatever in the air. Sorry if I sound stupid and microwaves aren't used for phone calls. I don't know what they're called.
It's all right. There is, I mean, I'll jump to a small continuity error because I mean, I don't have any more thing else to add to the,
The
Phone
haunted
call.
phone
the
call.
number. Yeah. It's not a continuity error, but that basketball would not bounce that far.
No, I think
Not at the speed it was going.
no, I think it rolled, which is fine for the speed, but the curb it wouldn't have gone over to get into the lawn.
Yeah. It would
And
have.
the
It would have
length of
gone.
the
It would have
grass.
gone across the street, but it would not have bounced up off the curb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, unlucky.
Truly
And
not.
I'm really debating whether or not he would have gone for the basketball. Because he's seen
That's
countless things.
yes. DJ or Chowder?
DJ. Because
Okay.
Chowder's like, come on, it's my ball. I spent,
Yeah.
I saved up $28.
Yeah,
Come
that
on,
was another
man.
thing. 2006. A basketball was $28.
I guess I doubt they'd make up an unrealistic number for that.
I don't remember how much my basketball costs.
Like, how much
back
do
in the
basketballs
day.
cost today? 60
I
bucks?
saw one
Probably
for
too
30.
much.
I saw one for 35.
Okay, that's not horrible.
A
Oh, that's
19-year
still
gap?
crazy to me.
Yeah. 19-year gap, and it went up a couple bucks. Wow.
To be fair, they're not
It's
that.
like a
They're
third in
not that
price.
difficult to make as far as material is concerned.
No, I kind of feel like Chowder got ripped off.
It kind of depends on the basketball because there's like different brands of basketball that like are better for playing outside, better for playing indoors, etc., etc. So it's not unreasonable, I think.
So do you guys think DJ would do it or a bit outside his character at this point?
I think
I,
DJ would do it because he's doing it for Chowder.
I think DJ would do it. I think he would have just grabbed the ball and run instead of standing in place when Nevercracker noticed him, though.
Yes.
Getting his inner Frederick, or what was it?
Yeah, it's Frederick.
Yeah, his inner Frederick
Just
standing
froze like a
there.
deer in headlights.
Oh.
Also,
Okay.
I want to point out Chatter was smart enough to manipulate DJ into getting the ball. So just to prove that Chatter is an intelligent person, somewhat for now.
Yes.
Spriggs.
Yes. I like the detail, and being that mocapped, I guess this was into the choreography more so than the animation usage. I think it's cool to show the proficiency of dribbling the basketball between DJ and Chowder and the difference of how they dribble the ball.
Chowder's like an animal.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good detail. No, he dribbles like a kid, like a little kid.
Double-handed
Yeah,
Bob. Yeah.
and does a lot of what it's called walking, where you're just moving with the ball and not dribbling it. But DJ seemed very do exactly how to do it. Um, so I just like that detail to show the difference of the two characters.
Yeah, I agree with that. The DJ comes across as more used to it, the basketball, which makes sense because he has a basketball court right outside his house where he's got the
Hoop.
head, the hoop. Crimson point.
Yeah, picked up something because I haven't seen this in. Actually, I guess it's been a year since I've seen this. God, I saw it last year. Didn't, I guess, latch on to me. Chowder's mom was hanging out with her trainer at the movie theater.
That was funny. I latched onto that one. That was pretty funny.
That was a good line.
Watching a movie with her personal trainer while her dad's at work, or his dad's at work.
It did
Funny.
make me question why is a pharmacy open at 11:30 at night?
24-hour pharmacy.
Yeah, there are some 24-hour pharmacies. I'll admit that, but this town is
Pretty
weird,
small.
Vacant.
non-existent.
Yeah. So Okay, I'll let that slide.
Not impossible. Not very probable.
One of the wheels is pulled off the gurney when Nevercracker is being pulled into the ambulance, and when it's put into the ambulance, the wheel's back on the gurney.
Did not notice that.
Oh, gosh, that's horrible. I didn't notice that either.
Dry.
It's very small. It's kind of hard to miss. It's kind of easy to miss, is what I'm trying to say. So
Yeah. Thank you for correcting yourself.
yeah, I did because sorry. Springs.
At 9:10, when Chowder's yelling for DJ to run, Chowder's mouth is not moving at all.
Animation
missed it.
shortcut.
He's in the background, so he is blurred, but he's not. You can see every facial feature.
That's just fair. I don't remember, but I'll take your word for it on that one because this film, how it comes across to me, is it has a few of those kinds of mistakes lying around. Crimson.
Chowder with some plot armor miraculously outruns that rug tongue when he's at the door.
Yeah, that thing works like a snake tongue sometimes.
I mean, do you see how it took out that dog?
Yeah.
Exactly.
What is she doing?
Toying with him?
Playing with her food. I don't know why. Why?
Well, then again, when was the last time it was used like this? Could be out of practice.
Kind of gets into assuming stuff. Because, I mean, the house has been stealing stuff since Bones was a kid. I'm sure it's done plenty of stuff like taking a dog or peeing in the yard.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll talk about the babysitter and her band boyfriend, not boyfriend.
Z and Bones.
Z and Bones. I like this scene more than I thought I would in terms of like because they do bully DJ a little bit, but it's not like it doesn't cross a gratuitous line. It comes across as like older kids making fun of a younger kid.
Oh, the bunny gets ripped apart and assaulted.
But even see that crosses the line for Z, right? Because even Z doesn't want that to happen.
Yeah, she tries to get Bones to stop.
So, like I said, most of that scene I think is fine. Though I do think that's the only point where Bones crosses the line. But Bones also gets his comeuppance. So
yeah, he gets his kite at the end.
Yeah, which is weird. He doesn't leave with his kite at the end. Just little thing.
Does he not?
I think he just stands up and leaves. And again, it's shot very low. It's a little hard.
Yeah.
It's a little on the nose, but did you guys like the detail of Z's shirt? I've never caught it until today. It says Skulls Bones.
Oh yeah, I did say that. Skull and Bones, the best video game ever made.
Didn't see it.
I think you're missing it.
No.
Yeah, I thought it was cool that she has a shirt. I don't know if it's from Bones' band, is Skull Bones. I don't know, but it's interesting that she goes by Z, but her shirt has skull and with the Z, so skulls together, and they're above Bones.
Mm-hmm.
So a neat foreshadow for the end.
Yeah, her new boyfriend.
Well, in that case, good job with the animators.
There's a kind of a neat, like, blink and you miss it detail at, where was it, 18 minutes and 9 seconds, when the house like peeks at DJ and there's a silhouette in the window. Now, I don't fully understand why there would be a silhouette in the window since there's no one in there.
Reach that angle.
Well, I mean, there's no one in there except the house.
Yeah.
So I guess it's kind of a misdirect in some manner, kind of lying to the audience that someone's in the house.
It is, but it's not possible if you want to go with the knowledge of the video game.
Didn't get that far, I guess. But this is isolated to the movie. We can't really apply outside stuff. What's the
I won't
explanation in
explain it away,
the?
but what is the
There's
knowledge of the
mannequins
video
in the
game?
attic.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I would never have guessed.
Yeah. And then again, that could be ployed because the game probably came out after the movie for something
And
for
then
the
they
game to
fixed it.
incorporate it in. So, yeah. I'm just saying it is weird and it is throwing off the audience that someone's in the house when it's not a person. And it's not like directly shown a mannequin in the house, but
Fair enough. I do like the visual of when DJ has the nightmare of the house reaching into his room to kind of grab him.
I think that's the scariest scene in the movie.
I don't know if I found it scary, but it's definitely one of the things that leans a lot heavier into the horror element.
Okay, in that regards, then what's the scariest scene to you?
I don't know if I got scared at all by the movie.
All right, you're confusing my question then. Not that you didn't scare it at all, but to you in this movie, what is the scariest scene?
Like objectively,
Yeah. To you, what do you think? Which scene in this movie achieved the horror scare factor the strongest? To me, I think it's that nightmare scene.
I would probably lean with the nightmare scene then. Yeah, my second choice would actually be the showing the house's intelligence, like with the kite luring Bones in.
Oh, okay. It's good backup.
Or the spotlight in the mouth, or
Well,
the
and Mouth also
pipes
got some good feeling to it as well.
and the killer slinkies. Plus, how
There's
many
a
kids
couple
are
horror
leaving
scenes.
slinkies in the yard? My goodness.
Well,
But
this house has
that's a
been
later
along
thing.
for a long time. This house has been around before the neighborhood was here.
Yes, it was.
I have no idea how they plan to survive. Were they growing their own food at the time?
I don't know.
Feature X.
Yeah. What does the I guess question to you too. What the fireplace turning on when Nevercracker left? What does that represent?
It's if because they treat it as the heart, right?
But the house wasn't dead.
Exactly. So I don't really know.
Is it like a broken heart?
I think it just kind of it's a broken heart, or it wakes up because like it fully wakes up because of
Nevercracker's lost?
Nevercracker's not there. Yeah,
Is it like the little definition of like a burning love?
could be. That would be a good way to interpret it. I think.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a little weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I just because it makes sense that the windows are like cracking for like Tyr's situation, but it didn't make sense that a fire turned on at the possible death of her husband.
Yeah, just some sort of emotional reaction, I guess.
Yeah, but if the fire's the heart
I,
the whole time, why isn't it burning the whole time?
I don't know. I think they're inconsistent with it.
Well,
yeah,
later they
feel
do.
inconsistent.
So
Later they do.
Yeah, there's a third act thing.
It's lucky that DJ can hear the phone from across the street from inside another house. Must be the quietest house in the world. And it must be the quietest neighborhood in the world.
I can go with that.
And the loudest phone.
The only other noise I've heard in this neighborhood that's not made by people is wind chimes. There are no birds. There's no animals. There's no ambiance. It's silent.
There was a dog.
It was, yeah,
Was.
but it didn't bark or anything. Really, it's gone.
Crimson got a point.
Who crawled better, Chowder or the bullies and the little vampire?
Well, they're two different crawls.
Yeah. One's like an army crawl, one's like a bear crawl, I guess.
Yeah, if I'd say the little vampire because if you're just asking to crawl, just flat out that, probably the little vampire ones because that's a crawl. Army crawl is specific. Besides, Shadow
Yeah.
was very
And
dramatic with it. He wasn't full forcing into using an army crawl.
he had zero fear.
Yeah, and I don't know if that.
AK zero trust in his friend.
I don't know if that goes into
Yeah.
character damage.
I think it is because Chowder was so afraid to step on the line, he manipulated DJ into getting the ball for him. So why
Yes,
would
but
he suddenly feel super brave, even
because
if
he's scared.
Nevercracker isn't
He's
Nevercrackers.
there?
scared of Nevercracker, and he thinks
Not
Nevercracker's
the house.
dead, not the house at all. Nothing about the house scares him. Nevercracker scares him.
If he, I don't know. I feel like, well, I guess there are a couple lines where I can probably draw that from,
That's why I'm on
but
the line of thinking, because even though you're scared of a man in broad daylight, so Chowder couldn't even go and help DJ and just scream from the sidewalk yelling for help, at night crawling on a lawn of a dead man's house seems scarier. Yet he's like fearless.
yeah, there's an inconsistency for me there. I agree.
But if he has the confidence knowing like Nevercracker's dead and there's nothing here.
I mean, the character damage for me would be more trust in DJ. I think it's kind of a combination of things. So I think he it's not character assassination. It's just not consistent with what came before. So it's a Nick, I think.
Yeah, I
Because
think I also have, yeah, Nick can.
yeah,
I also have it as a nitpick because it just doesn't seem like Chowder's character.
yeah, they can definitely work up to something like that, but it doesn't seem like they didn't get me to a point where I could believe Chowder would do this. It's not out of character, but it's the groundwork isn't there.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that, Crimson? Because you're kind of quiet over there.
I'm going to go with the trust angle in DJ, unless the fear factor of the house.
But
I think his primary fear was Nevercracker.
But isn't the trust angle of DJ telling him not to do it?
That's what I'm saying. Is I think he would trust DJ to not go for it, but he has gone for it. So I think it is a nick on him to ignore DJ.
Oh, okay. I see.
But fear levels, yeah, I don't have a problem with him being confident because the old man's dead.
Okay. So we all walk away with a little bit of a problem from that scene.
So yeah, to
Yeah.
some degree.
What do you think, guys think about Z's introduction scene?
Good. I think that's kind of not every babysitter, but babysitters definitely act differently between the child and then the parents, depending on who's in the room situation. And being raised on stuff like Fairly Odd Parents, seeing the difference of how a babysitter is, I think it was fitting.
It's
Icky picky,
cliche.
she's so icky.
Yeah, it's
The thing is, I don't know if I think wearing different clothes might be a little over.
yeah, it's like it's a cliche archetype. I think they do the archetype well. So I don't have any issues with the introduction scene. I like that she's able to easily like override DJ's confidence.
Yeah. The detail I like is that she uses the nickname as Cantaloupe in both instances, and it fits both. Because one is like, the cute in front of the parents nickname. It's like, "Aw," and then the other one is, "I know it annoys you."
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good introduction. Nothing really I would change for it.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to vibe check because I also quite like the introduction for her character as well.
Yeah, and then the instance
It
power
does.
move of dropping the vase.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
It's
established that she's like a regular, though. She's not like a new babysitter, right?
yeah.
Well, yeah, the parents didn't wait for her to arrive to leave.
So I guess it's a little redundant for her to give him the whole same stuff.
What do you mean by
Be
that?
home by
Sis?
9.
Oh,
Be home at
well,
9. Bed by 11. It's stuff he already knows.
She's probably part of
yes,
her job to say it, so she's just going through the list.
but we also don't know the last time she did babysit, so it could just be like a reminder thing, like, "Hey, you're older,
You
but
know,
these still apply."
yeah, it also could be that the parents left her specific rules this time. So like those might not be rules that he had to follow last two times. So
Oh, that
she's
could be it.
laying out new ground rules as well. So I think
Messenger
it
for the
works.
parents.
There's enough to kind of give excuses as to why that's there.
A weird kind of thing I have is when she says, like, I'm in control of the TV, the radio, and the phone. So like, stay off the phone line. But that when the house calls DJ, it's his room. And then later when they go after Jenny, Z says, DJ, your phone is ringing. Does that imply the house has two landlines?
Yeah, see, what I would change is that it's DJ, the phone is for Chowder, because at that point that call was for Chowder, right?
True, but the one that calls his room would be calling the whole house and not just DJ's room.
Yeah. Like, so yeah, I have issues with some of the dialogue for that.
Okay.
I understand their intention, but it wouldn't work the way it does.
I mean, it would work if they have two landlines, but it's a little wild that they have two landlines.
Yeah, which is why I'm not subscribing to that. I don't think they do have multiple landlines. It's just one landline, and he has one in his room, so he can be up all night and talk to Chowder if he wants. In the same way that she's planning to talk on the phone all night with one of her friends.
Okay, what do you think about that, Crimson?
Is there a time where they're on the phone at the same time? Two people?
I don't think so, no.
No.
Then I don't have no reason to think that there's two landlines.
Okay.
Yeah, it just makes some of the dialogue is awkward. Is the problem when if that's the case, which is fine. It's just another nick, and just like the normal functions of a house. Because
It's also the sound effect
if
of
they have
phone.
two different landlines, I think they would specify that because that's
Yeah.
makes it more unique.
I mean, the way to, I guess, slightly fix it is if one's in DJ's room and the other's somewhere on the first level of the house, when Z's there that night, something happens to the phone. Like if Bones bumps into it and breaks it or something, it's like, oh, the phone's out. And then Z says, oh, just blame it on DJ. That way the only working phone in the house is in DJ's room. That explains then the line that it's calling from his room, and then the only sound effect of a phone ringing is in his room.
If the phone call's even real, I mean, was the dream actually a dream or was that the house? So I don't know why DJ would dream that dream.
I think the nightmare was the dream of the shadow and everything red and black. The phone calling the house, I think, is real. But if the phone is on one landline, it should be calling downstairs. Like Z had the opportunity to pick up the phone as well.
Yeah. No
Especially
disagreement.
since maybe she ignored it because she's with Bones at the time.
Yeah. But the house wasn't calling earlier for DJ. It was some guy on the phone was calling for Chowder. So Chowder's dad was calling, but it only went to DJ's phone.
Did it just go to DJ's phone?
Z says, DJ, your phone is ringing, as they're running to go save Jenny, and then Z comes with the phone, says someone on the, someone's looking for Chowder. I don't know why Z would complain that DJ's phone's ringing if the phone is one landline that she can pick up herself.
That one I can't answer. So I'm going to just say they tripped up on themselves.
Okay. Audience, I apologize that you're pulling out your hair. It's just something we want to clarify. I know how crazy this all sounds, but and for those of you asking what the hell is a landline, man, you're young.
Yeah.
Well, let's make it even harder for them. What's star 69, people?
Yeah.
I know what it is.
You know what the 411?
411. Non-emergency. That's still a thing. Is star 69, is that a thing still? Or is that dead?
I don't know.
Dead, right?
The pound symbol?
Yeah, it's the pound
I have
symbol.
no idea. I haven't had a landline since I was a kid.
Well, star 69 is return call.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's still irrelevant.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
You know what? We can test it after the podcast and bring it up in the recap.
There you go.
We'll see if it works.
If we remember to do that.
I certainly won't. I'm kind of running out of notes for Act 1 here, fellas. So what are you guys looking at?
Ooh. I think I still have a couple.
Crimson?
Then you should go. I have a few.
Okay. Well, you said few, so Crimson, you're starting.
Ooh.
Okay. So Bones giving the whole story about Nevercracker and really setting the scene. It's good for the audience to learn a bit more about the background, but it also sets up Bones as a character with Z as well. He's kind of a sleaze bag,
Yeah.
not just with DJ, but with his own girlfriend.
He's Jason Lee, right?
Well,
Played by Jason Lee? I think his Bones.
I have no idea.
Okay.
So the voice is familiar,
Yeah, same guy who
but
voices
I
Syndrome.
don't know who's. Yeah, that does sound right. Um, so I think they do a good job as just with that scene as a whole, doing multiple things at once.
Yeah, I agree with that. I very much enjoy that scene because DJ also is taking the opportunity to sneak out of the house, so he's waiting for them to be louder and interact more and stuff like that.
Yeah. Also funny of Bones to lean in for a kiss while explaining and not kiss Z. And then when he gets kicked out for disrespecting woman, he says prude.
Yeah.
That
But
didn't
yeah,
line up.
he was so focused on his kite. The alcohol and the memories came back. He loved that kite,
Yeah.
I
To be
guess.
fair, beautiful kite. It's almost ethereal.
Yeah.
The glow.
That brings up where's that light coming from?
I don't think it's a literal light. I think that's how he's seeing it.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Like the wonder, his childhood wonder,
So
seeing it.
we're seeing it through his eyes, but also seeing him present, so it's not a point of view shot.
Yes, that would be my takeaway.
Okay, I don't see it that way, but interesting take to
You
have
think
on
there's
it.
an actual light?
I think something's emitting the light. I don't know what it is because I don't think
I find that less likely.
the house can light its own eyes inward, but those are white light, and it's not at the angle where it could backlit the kite, and then the throat is green lit. That can't make the kite. The house can emit its own lights interior, but I don't know what's making the kite go. The uvula? It's kind of a red light, but
I mean, you would still see the light of the stuff in the house. It's just
yeah,
black.
the background's all dark and black.
So that's my stance. What about you, Ryder?
I can
Any
see it
particular
being
opinion
kind
on
of
it?
an ethereal, uh, like his imagination. I'm trying to think about how else the house could possibly light it. It's it's not a glow in the dark color, so I guess I'm leaning more towards ethereal because otherwise it's just I guess it is as Spring said, which is there's no obvious light for it. I don't know if I think it being more ethereal light in his imagination, I think that helps make it more character focused to him.
And then there's the aspect that the house not only remembers him but recognizes him as the kite owner.
Yeah.
True.
Constance has a very good memory apparently.
Guess so.
Well, if you don't really get
'Cause
around much, only few things you remember.
yeah. But yeah, I think it's interesting the house remembers that it's the kite specifically. And I don't know, I kind of wish there we had a little bit more of like the house being able to reconnect with people's histories in such a way
Yeah.
because its memory is so good.
But I could see Drunken Bones just yelling at the house about his kite. I could totally just see it.
Yeah, that could be
Which would
something.
be cool.
Never cracker. What'd you do with my kite? Take that to hell with you. Something
Or
like he
if they
would say
wanted to
that.
if they want to play more with the phone of like have the house on the line and hearing the conversation that Bones has with Z about the kite.
Yep, that would work too.
So, I have a question because I guess apparently missed it, and maybe one of you can answer it. Where did Chowder's basketball go? The house
Uh,
got it, but how?
the grass soaked it into the ground.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
probably
and that
what
happened
happened.
off
'Cause
screen.
I best faith
Yes,
interpretation,
I
yeah,
don't
because
remember
there was
seeing it.
plenty of
So
there was plenty to distract the kids because they weren't focused on the ball once Never
Yeah. Nevercracker
Cracker
grabbed
fell.
DJ, fell over. Paramedics came by. DJ got a key, but Chowder wasn't holding his basketball, and it's just gone.
Yeah. I would have preferred Chowder to comment on it. Maybe once he got over the fact that they were looking at a quote unquote dead man.
Yeah. I understand the reason the basketball has to go to the house because it's tempting for Chowder in more scenes than one, but it's just off screen for the use of it. So I find it weak.
Yeah, I can say it's weak.
Yeah, I agree with that. Crimson point.
Lucky that the key fell, not only
Yeah,
within sight, but just in general.
I, I
Also true.
I can see other ways of going around it. I like that it's actually on Nevercracker pretty much at all times because of the importance of it. So that's fine. But they also could have found it on a table inside the house or um, I don't know, another place. But they could have found another reason for DJ to find the key or someone else to find the key. I think what they went with is probably the strongest for characters.
Yeah, it just relies on the convenience of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's convenient, but it
the
works.
reflection just leaves a shape on his face.
True.
Very strong.
And it
Like
kind of comes out of nowhere.
in either situation, I'm thinking it's a coincidence to either find the key inside the house and be like, "Oh, key," and pocket it, which is I think is random coincidental. This one seems more fitting to be on Nevercracker.
Yeah. It's convenient that the kids find it, but it's not convenient that Nevercracker's the one that has it. I think that's
Yeah,
a good character bit. I did scrounge up another point, so I'll go. I find Jenny's working on to sell candies to Z, how she switches from like into different modes to try and sell the candy to Z. I thought that was pretty entertaining. And it's a good way to introduce the character, show that she's got some brains on her.
yeah, smartest of the group.
You don't think Chowder's the smartest?
Absolutely not.
Are you confirming that right here, right now?
You want me to confirm something? I think Chowder's a simp.
I think they both are.
I think they both are
That,
simps. I
that
think I
whole
think
dib
DJ has a
scene.
little bit more brains to him though.
DJ has a little more brains.
Yes, he has more brains.
The part of Jenny being like, "I think this is an excellent plan," and Chowder goes, "You know what? I absolutely agree." After just fighting with DJ, that cemented it to me.
There's an amazing taco joint over there. Oh, I don't like Mexican food. Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, me neither. So when you stop liking Mexican food, I wrote in my notes. I went, all right, doesn't like Mexican, red flag.
Yeah, that's a red flag for me. All right,
I saw our
that
first
was
the
my
telescope.
last point. So,
Okay.
how Crimson go?
Okay. So we get set up with Chowder and the excavator, I guess, at the where the new towers are going to be.
That is true.
It's set up, so I'm glad it's there. It's also kind of just I feel like lazy's too harsh, but it kind of just feels pasted in to say he knows where one is and he can kind of use it.
Does it feel forced?
It's hard because the construction site being there makes sense. It works. Them choosing that as a place to hang out, I can buy kids doing. I just can't disconnect that from the meta of this being a movie and the writers having an agenda.
To me, I think it's condensed, and I like that. Because I can totally see a complaint of this movie being it's too fast in pacing. I think it's, quite frankly, I think it's excellently paced.
Whoa, we don't hear that word too often
I know.
around
I
here.
think the pacing in this movie is
Excellent.
actually really good.
I agree.
It just
It's got
keeps
good
going.
pacing
There's no low point, and even the low
the
point
whole
is still
time.
explaining stuff in a way that's not just exposition, like just talking the whole time. Like
Yeah,
you're
it still
learning
gives the
with the
audience a
characters.
rest, but you're not wasting time.
Yeah, and I think that
There
keeps
are
the action, the horror,
there's
the lulls, the character development, all of it fluid.
yeah, there are some what's it called? There are some bits where it can come across as filler, but none of it's like absurd.
so Crimson, with what you're saying, like knowing the keys or where they are in the construction and how they get there and everything, like not coincidental, but it lines up with the explanation beforehand. It's not just dropped or just brought up out of the blue.
Yeah. So like I said, I appreciate that it's set up. It just feels like setup.
Yeah, with
I
how
guess it's
quick it
the
is.
negative.
Yeah. That's another thing I like about this movie, because a lot of horror movies like build up. They like that slow burn of things gradually getting to a point, like the entity of whatever the demon or the horror or the spirit or whatever the evil is waking up or getting stronger. I like that the house just automatically gets into stuff. Like just starts calling DJ. The next morning tries to murder Jenny, like stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I love my slow burn horror. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of The Haunting of Bly Manor, Hill House, etc. But the house is always involved, and even the parts where it's not necessarily being scary, it's being scary to the kids. So, like, when it's like bouncing the basketball around to taunt them, you know,
Yeah.
and then it normalizes itself when a car rolls up.
Yeah, it hides around adults because I think it knows, hey, adults can't take me down.
I guess based off that, I kind of know the answer to a question I was going to ask, so I might as well just ask it now. I was going to ask if the reveal of the house being a monster was too early,
Um,
because it's pretty darn immediate.
yeah, that's. I don't want to sound insulting, but it sounds like a bit of a silly question with the movie called Monster House.
Sure.
It depends on what you're going for. With horror, there's multiple different versions of it. Like there's uh, one of my favorite sayings I picked up from one of Ronald D. Moore's partners. He's a writer for Star Trek and stuff like that. Is that one of his partners always used to say, "Keep the shark in the water, David." Is a reference to Jaws. Like you know
Oh,
the shark is there. You have to build it up.
yeah, don't
You
show
know,
the fake shark.
yeah. Keep the shark in the water. So uh there is definitely an aspect to horror and writing in general where a lot of it's like you want to hold off on the reveal as much as possible, but don't fail in the delivery once you have to unveil it. You know? Um and in this case, for a kids film or more of a kids movie where kids are gonna where your primary attention you have to hold on for the audience is children. I think it makes more sense to have the monster house revealed earlier than rather than later. Um, it's not how I would have written the horror story, but I don't write horror for children, so
Hmm.
that's gonna be like up to like her story, I guess. So I don't necessarily have an issue that uh that they unveiled the house too early. It's just a matter of execution as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I
It
grew up.
does take. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was gonna say I grew up on the likes of children horror books with the works of R.L. Stein, and in most of his writings and books, the horror of whatever the focus is isn't immediate, but every chapter he's very good at every chapter having a cliffhanger of suspense that makes the reader constantly want to be like, what was the answer? Like, what's going on? And going into the next chapter, um, which kind of gives that feel of this movie, I guess, with its pacing to me, where it's not like the next scene leads into the next scene into the next scene of like, what's going to happen? What's going to be achieved? What's the conclusion? And it just keeps going and more things get solved and more things want to be answered. For an hour and a half movie to be that quick, so it kind of feels like that connection with the R.L. Stein's work that I know of for child horror, except
And
in the
the
difference that
scary stories as well.
scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, those as well.
Yeah.
Well, then
So
again,
did that answer your question, Crimson?
Yeah.
What's your take on it?
I would say in most circumstances I would prefer it to hold it,
Hold
but I
on for
think in
the
this
suspense.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, but I think in this it fits
I like the
because
difference
I'm always
that
for build up.
the build up
It's a case by case basis. For
the build
sure,
up could be
but
seen
I
differently
think it
in this
works
one.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the build up isn't necessarily the thing coming alive or getting stronger, it's the build up of the size of the horror, I suppose. Like a phone
Size of the
call
horror and also
to
what is the house and why.
yeah.
There is that aspect to it as well.
Well, the what
So
is house and why falls more into the mystery, I think, than a thriller.
yeah, but that still constitutes as what's built up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the last point I have is Z. So Bones left. Z's in the house, and Chowder and DJ are being attacked by the house and run back to DJ's place. They enter the house screaming and slam the door twice, and Z wasn't bothered at all.
Not
She
even a
was
little bit.
off camera, so therefore she doesn't exist. Yeah,
Bingo.
that's a problem.
Yeah.
My only excuse for that would be is that maybe she did drink a little too much alcohol because that can knock you out pretty hard. But I just gonna go with it's a problem.
Where was that? There's like
Yeah,
a 6-pack of beer bottles that Bones probably brought.
and Bones probably had most of them. All right. Last call for Act 1, everybody.
I believe I'm out.
Last one that's like a joke was that Crimson did Z's dance moves at all remind you of anything?
No.
No mosh pit shaka bra shaking a bony white ass.
I guess I could see it.
Okay, there we go.
I mean, it reminded me of that. It's not a Telltale game. Don't know the name of it. It's gonna bother me that I forgot the name of the game.
Life is Strange.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. There you
Okay,
are.
cool. All right. I don't remember the
You're in on
dialogue
it.
from the scene, but I'm on the same page, I guess. All right. And with that, we are going to Act 2, which is our longest act of the day, where we're going to go from uh Z giving the boys candy since they haven't slept the whole night, to the kids getting thrown up out of the house or upchucked from the house after they're done exploring it with water guns and such.
Not the greatest Ben 10 alien.
Not very true. And we will start with
No, that's Rip John. Never mind. Let's see. What would I want to start with? How did the house spray paint or burn the ball? I can't tell if it's burned.
No.
No.
No. It's the porch step scuffed the face of it.
It scuffed it.
That's what I took it as. Because when it was bouncing in
Interesting.
the doorway, it didn't look like it had any marks on it at all, and the marks came after the first step dribbled it. So I think it dribbled in the marks on the ball.
That sounds kind of wild. I guess that's how it could have happened.
Jenny is really oblivious, as the house is literally pulling down signs as she's walking up and just missing them. When they're
Were those signs there the whole time?
No.
They were there that morning, not the previous night.
Yeah. But the implication is that they're supposed to have been there the whole time. Like those signs appeared, like those signs were supposedly there the whole time, but they only appeared now for the sake of the film.
I'm going to disagree.
Yep. Okay, why?
Because they're not there the whole time. Like it's not a. I don't see it as a continuity error because they weren't there previously. I think it's the house being that Nebuchadnezzar's gone and no one's looking at the house because DJ and Chowder are sleeping. That it rose signs out of the ground.
Why would it do it just to take them away?
Put the signs in the yard.
He puts
a
sign.
Why would it put them?
Oh, in a flashback.
Why would it put the signs up to take it away?
For adults or other reasons, I don't know. I think
for adults that have their reasons.
I don't see it as a continuity error from the previous bits of the film.
I guess I don't see why.
Because they weren't there. They're not there when the girl comes with her tricycle. They're not there when Nebuchadnezzar falls on DJ. They're not there when the paramedics come. They're not there the night where
That's
Chowder's
why
crawling
it's
into the ground.
continuity error.
But they go into the
Because
ground.
they put it there just for the scene of them to pull them away.
Because I think it can take in Jenny.
It didn't need the signs up to do that.
Well, it didn't know Jenny was coming to the house beforehand.
And the
Well,
signs are there and occasionally before that scene. Like the
What's the
signs are
point
there
of the
when
signs?
what?
Sprinks, what's the point of the signs?
To keep people away.
What's the
Things
point of
like this.
removing the signs?
To look welcoming.
And what's the point of that?
To have Jenny think nothing different to come in. Or get closer.
And why does it want it closer if it wants people out?
It wants majority out. Jenny's isolated by herself, and she's coming up to the house regardless. She turns the corner, which is then when the house just decides to get the signs down. It's inevitable that Jenny's walking up through here, nothing's stopping her. DJ and Chowder warning her. The house already knows. DJ and Chowder know from the night beforehand. So preventing Jenny, the house being who Constance is, just kind of like quick-tempered from the past, the previous the flashback of the history of her, I think just goes, it's fine for me to take in Jenny because these two already know. It's not changing anything. Until the cops arrive, where the actual adults or police arrive, that's when it stops. And it does no movement after. But I think being that it has the ability to put the signs down into the ground, it has the power the same to put them up.
So you, maybe I didn't follow all of it, but you were sounding like it was lulling her in because it knew she was connected to them?
It had no problem attacking her. Because the people stopping are two people who have seen the house already.
All right. Well, that is agree to disagree on that one.
Quickly
Any input
checking
on that one, Ryder?
Yeah, I'm quickly checking some previous scenes. So the signs are there in shots, and then they're gone from others. So that's kind of where my inconsistency issue is.
In previous shots to this scene.
Yeah, I'm fine with, mind you, I'm fine with the house taking the signs away, and Jenny just. My issue is that Jenny's oblivious with that, but the house would take the signs down to lure people in. But my issue is that the signs being up are inconsistent with even when Nevercracker's alive. Like he goes, it's a thing. Anyway,
Okay.
Sprinks, with that, I guess you should jump to a point.
Yeah, the line, "Are you guys mentally challenged? If you are, I'm certified to teach you baseball," is quite an insult.
It's hilarious.
I like Z's of whatever disease you guys have. I'm pretty sure it's got letters and there's probably pills for it.
Yeah.
I find
they
that
are
funny 'cause
leaning
I
towards
have
they have
one of
some.
those.
You had one of those pills? One of those
No.
babysitters? One of those what? One of those letters?
Yeah. Crimson.
Yeah. I'm going to call bologna sandwich on this.
That's crazy.
They're
You
looking
never
through a
call anything a
telescope.
bologna sandwich.
I know. They're looking through a telescope, and they have this perfect tracking shot of the leaf through the telescope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. No.
But
what?
we said you would have called
That
it
it,
bologna sandwich. Implying there's
no,
a but.
I guess the would have just got hurt differently. I'm saying it is bologna sandwich.
Oh, you are calling it bologna sandwich. Got it.
Yes, I am calling it bologna sandwich. That they had a perfectly tracked leaf with a telescope, where most of the image is just the leaf. That's
Yeah,
not a
they're
that's not
sleep deprived too.
that's not a thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Springs.
That was not a confident okay.
It's not a confident okay. But I can't wrap my head around that with the experience and skills I have.
That it's a possible track?
It's completely possible, I think, but it's rare.
Did you say
So
it's
just
completely
maybe-
impossible, but it's rare,
No,
or it's completely possible?
It is possible to do. But I think with the deprived state and that they're not, they're just scared of the house and everything. They're not fixated on a leaf, unless just motion, just like stick to motion, anything that's moving. It's definitely. I don't know. You probably want a number below 30%, but I don't think it's impossible or bologna sandwich that they could do it.
I give it a 1%.
Okay, to me that's too low, but okay. Um,
A
but
leaf falling is an unpredictable path. It's not. It's not like you're tracking a car down the road.
well, yeah, but it's going in one movement. It's not like zigzagging all over the place for Chowder to go maniac on the telescope. It's just going in one fluid motion essentially, so he's just following it.
And as you know, the more zoomed in you are on something, the harder it is to track. The leaf is in the whole perspective of the telescope. It's not like a wide shot where it would be far simpler to track something.
Okay. You know what? Drop me a leaf. Let me see if I can track it.
All right, I'll hold you to it.
But
Am I allowed to
Gotta
laugh
sleep
if it doesn't
deprive him
work?
first.
I need to stay up all night first.
I think you not sleep deprived wouldn't be able to do it.
Wow.
I was serious with the 1%.
Interesting.
All right. I'm gonna help you design an experiment before I go to sleep tonight, I guess.
I like the detail
Uh,
that when not Chowder, DJ tries to prove to the cops that the house is evil, and he's dancing and stomping around. It's not complete silence. You actually have wind chimes in the background to actually break ambiance or add ambiance. Um, so it's not awkward.
I suppose I kind of feel like it should be an awkward scene though, where it's just everybody taking in nothing happening.
uh,
I mean,
yeah.
it kind of does, but I just mean in world of sound, it actually breaks.
I get what you're saying.
Um, I will jump to Z. Well, okay. Z opens the door, and the house resets itself. And obviously, the intent here is that it reset itself before Z would notice, but Z has eyes and would have noticed. Concrete's being slammed back into the ground. Kind of hard to miss.
And here,
And here.
Here, yes.
It's made worse because she's looking in their direction, specifically for
yeah,
Chowder.
she has peripheral vision.
Yes, she would have seen. I'm gonna say right now, I
It's a cool.
don't like this comparison I'm having.
Of
In Little Vampire, when Lord McCashin comes into the room with his kids, Crimson was like, "Well, this could have happened, and this could, maybe he didn't see, or just something." Yet something like this has the same effect, and then he goes, "No, she would have seen."
You know what part?
Something so blatant in a character's face to be seen. In both instances, I'm giving a comparison here, where you're on one side where you go, "Oh yeah, totally fine. She totally would have seen this. That all this is straight in front of her." And the other thing where it's like, totally would have seen the vampire right in front, but didn't. And you just lean either way. Where to me they seem like night and day, like the same exact thing. It's just baffling me.
Give me the little vampire one again.
When Lord McCashin and his two kids are screaming in the bed, and you hear Tony and Rudolph in the room, and they run out the window, and he comes in and he's fixated on his kids, but he has the whole room of the whole area of the room because he enters through the door, and he never saw Tony, never saw Rudolph whatsoever. Same thing here, but you don't see Tony and Rudolph in that shot. You hear them. Same thing here, where you see Z open the door. You don't see her looking at the house, but you see her in the next shot of her looking straight towards the house. Audio would have been in both, but you don't see the actual eyes connecting to the target. Yet on one hand, you're like totally fine, and on the other hand, you're like, no, this totally would have happened this way. And that's what's baffling me.
What's baffling is that you're misremembering it. I agreed with you in Little Vampire.
All right, I rest my case.
It's okay.
I don't know if you pulled that thing with the devil advocate thing.
I think he was doing devil's advocate, yes, but in the end he agreed. because I think he agreed he was just doing devil's advocate for fun. I guess I don't I don't remember. That was hours ago for me.
No, I agreed by the end of it. It's in there.
Okay.
So sorry if you felt so passionate about it, but I did agree with you.
Okay. It just seems I can't do that. What you do.
Doing devil's advocate and then
Yeah.
agreeing, or what?
Yes. That.
I don't know. I guess it would be a scenario. I guess I don't know.
You're better at it than I am.
Okay, sure. I don't know. I'm sure another example will come up.
All right, Crimson. Why don't you go for a point?
Sure. Let's go with Skull, the man, the myth, the legend. He's kind of in a similar category to me as the parents, where there's just not enough. He definitely he uses his time. I don't think in the actual story he is needed more, but I enjoyed every second of him.
The
He's
gamer.
hilarious. Yeah, Skull the gamer. It's just gotta go to work, doubles back, munches their food in front of them, and then runs away. It's just so funny. Don't even have to look at the game, and I'm winning. Oh, fun addition to a new character.
I agree. I think if it was any longer, he probably would have overstayed his welcome. But I do enjoy what little we get of him. It's well written.
Yeah. Again, condensed.
Yeah, again, yeah, you're right. Condensed. Uh, I like the confrontation scene between DJ and Chowder when they both realize they're trying to impress Jenny.
Oh yeah.
Dibs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't dibs a person.
just did.
Just did.
But
Yeah, good interactions. Good. I think this is a good movie to show like friendship. Good representation.
I think I've seen that scene of the mocap in progress without the animation.
Is it goofy looking?
A little, all the dots and everything, but I think I've seen that.
interesting. I'd be interested to see the behind the scenes mocap stuff. That'd be interesting. Because a lot of things with mocap is you have to kind of over exaggerate what you want to do, and then it gets dumbed down a little bit with the animation.
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't seen the.
Depends. Because Polar Express doesn't have a lot of expression and movement.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the issues with that film.
Evolution of the technology.
Yeah,
that's also true.
And just how you utilize it.
Typically,
Because there's some people that
is better, but I guess I'm more familiar with the inner workings with Blur Studios and how they do their CGI mocap stuff.
Well, I mean, look at like Red versus Blue and Ruby from the Rooster Teeth angle of things. They used mocap suits for cost cutting. Well,
yeah, but then you see Planet of the Apes trilogy, and that's amazing looking.
That's what happens when you get a few $100 million backing a mocap.
It's true. Springs.
4251, when they're going over their plans of like their drawing of how they're going to get to the house. I think one of the boys has the drawing first and then turns it to go into the explaining, where then transition cuts into Chowder stealing from his dad's pharmacy. When it cuts to the drawing turning, there are now magically new things on the drawing.
Yeah, I noticed that. I couldn't tell if that was like a time jump or not.
I don't think it's a time jump because of the
Because it is a
conversation at hand.
montage. Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm leaning. Yeah, I guess it is probably just a. I don't even know if that's a continuity error. It's just a shortcut, I guess, to relay information.
Okay, I have it as an error because there's no transitional scene change.
I agree with being an error. I just don't know what I would classify it as.
Good catch, I guess. Yeah. Crimson. Point.
Sure. They called the police. Good. Big
Smart.
thumbs up. It's annoying in movies when they don't. or when they excuse them away, they're not going to believe us. But they did it here. And they didn't have the best cops in the world, but hey, they're there, they're present, which is solid.
It's one of the things that the kids do the rational thing for once, which is try to get the cops involved. And
Yeah.
I
True,
think that
but
is this movie's strength.
it comes down that they're a very small time cop. Two cops and Judy at the office.
Yeah.
And one of the cops are rookie / an idiot.
Yeah.
It's
So-
loaded.
Yeah, a sheriff. Yeah, not just loaded. He says he's going to shoot a kid. I will shoot you. It's like what a line.
Yeah. He might be one of the worst cops, period, actually. It's pretty bad.
One of the worst cops on the podcast, maybe the worst that we've covered. We've had quite a few cops on the podcast.
We
like,
have.
in terms of like characters and stuff.
That'd be an interesting tier list.
Does a detective count as a cop?
Unless they explicitly work for the police department, no.
That cuts it drastic.
Say one of the best cops
Yeah.
we've covered is Jim Hopper.
Charlie. Oh.
Like I would probably count Clarky from Sherlock
Yeah, no, he's a cop. A Bobby, but
and
a cop.
Bobby.
and same for I would probably consider Lestrade. Even though he's technically head of the department, I would consider him a police officer, not a tier list. Anyway,
Charlie Swan.
Yeah, he's a cop. He's a cool
forgot
guy, but I
he
don't know
was
if
a
he's the
cop.
best cop.
Well, he's the only S tier cop, right?
We haven't done
He's
the
S
list.
tier everything.
Hey, audience, this is us just giving an idea. It's not set in stone. Calm down.
Yeah. Don't throw a party yet. But yeah, I just to say, agreeing with you, Crimson. I like that they called the cops and they're able to rationalize it away as it gives them an excuse later to not involve them, and the cops involve themselves and get kind of fucked over for it.
It's one of those situations that's I saw a essay. I can't credit because I forget the name, but I saw a little video essay on Captain America that it's like you can't change the character, so what do you do for a character arc? You change the world, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's the same with the characters here with the kids. It's like you don't change the kids to make them dumber. You change the world, which is the cops in the world of their situation at hand. So the cops
Yeah.
aren't competent or smarter, but that's not damaging the kids.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily the cops are. I mean, outside of the idiot cop, the other cop has, from his perspective, he has no reason to believe them. The idiot cop hears of what he thinks is an animal, and that's what draws them in later on and gets him involved. So they're not, they're drawn in when something quote unquote reasonable enough happens to be drawn in, because the house is trying to conceal itself from adults
Yeah,
Yeah,
to a point.
to a point.
Knock it down.
We got a situation. Question for the two of you: do you think their plan would have worked to OD the house?
It kind of falls asleep a little bit, so I think it did work.
Well, did the dummy go in the house?
Didn't it get sucked in with the tongue?
I thought it got sucked in with the tongue and the cops.
I can't recall. I feel like it kind of just
pretty sure.
vanished
Sucked in.
because the idiot
I
cop's
can
being
just
dangled around the
quickly-
tree. The smart cop says, "I'll go get Judy." Ton gets him, sucks him in. Then the idiot cop gets thrown into the mouth and goes black, and that's the transitional usage to them looking at the house. And I think the dummy's just gone.
I don't know
I mean,
why I
we've
feel
seen
like I
things
remember.
disappear off camera before, like the basketball. So it's not
Well, if it
impossible
yeah.
because it's so integral to the plan. I think I would have liked to have seen it suck it up.
I would have liked
I don't
to
want to have
see
to
it,
infer that.
but yeah, it does feel like it's an off-screen thing because rather than vanishing where it's going to go, it's inside the house. It just didn't show it. And if it did get groggy then enough for them to walk around, shine lights, and talk without the house freaking out that something's inside it, then it may have worked. To a point.
Yeah. I think, well, I mean, I assume that's why they chose the cold medicine. They weren't trying to OD it, they were trying to make it go to sleep.
That way they could take out the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went back and looked. It disappears. One shot, it was standing in front of the door. The other, it just poofed
Yeah.
out of the way. no longer. Oh yeah, no good. I feel like that does need to be explained. On the topic of the house being alive and parts of the innards of a house having organs in a way, genitalia being uvula, you got the tongue, you got all that jazz. Um, I do you think the house should be able to feel them walking in them inside of it?
That's what I just brought up. I think it should
I-
either hear them, feel them, the lights affect whatever. But if the dummy did go in to dull the house of its senses, then
Yeah, because I'm just picturing like a bug in someone's skin, like you would feel it.
yeah.
This is a very small, like microbe or whatever, but um,
If anything's moving in
so
your mouth, you'll know.
yes, you would feel it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where the corporeal line is drawn. Because I'm in agreement. It's very very uh, weird.
That's why I will go that the dummy got ingested off screen, which is poor onto the film, but explains, I guess, a numbing effect to the house to not indicate anything.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go with like Nibbercrackers walking around the house the whole time and the house doesn't bother it, but it should still feel, but like numb to the feeling. Like I know what it's like for someone to be around the whole time and doesn't pay attention. The house knows that Nibbercracker's not around, so anytime to feel something should be off.
Yeah, not to mention that's more than just one person walking around too.
Yeah.
So could be a little bit better. I think if we saw it in just the dummy, that would I think be enough for me.
Yeah, because it's such an integral part of the plan. I'm gonna actually have it as an issue that it that it quote unquote happens off screen.
Maybe.
Because
I mean, it looks like it just disappeared.
when the house upchucks, what's in that? Because it's more than just the kids, right?
It's like some of the toys that were in the basement and stuff. I think
Okay. Just curious if any of that's the dummy.
could always look. Let's see. But on the topic of the basement, boy oh boy, have there been a lot of kids that have not learned a lesson about this house.
Yeah, for years.
And it's crazy to think about. I'm thinking about where I live currently. I am a kind of at a dead end street, so there's only so much that can happen. But I feel like there's only been like 2 toys that have ever been on the lawn that didn't belong.
Well, it also goes into rumors of kids and stories and how they go about, and if Constance was this thing of like in the time when it happened, it's like man his wife, died while making the house. It's like that would be news if not exactly a town because in the middle of nowhere, but the rumor of that against kids, and it's like, hey, you hear about this or happen, and that'll draw in kids' attention, and it wouldn't go on very long, supposedly just being passed down story, but that would probably draw in some kids to lose their things.
Yeah, I'd imagine some would have that issue due to the popularity of the event.
I guess the other thing is we know this isn't cell phone time. It's not of that. I'm guessing this movie takes place in the 90s, maybe.
So there is one of the facts about the film is that the earliest date, which is probably has to do with Nevercracker's backstory, is in the 1930s, and for the kids, it is 1983. So they've been around a bit.
Okay, so this is
Maybe
1983.
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that helps then finding records of any newspapers to do with the house and why DJ wouldn't have that. That would all be like library
Yeah.
archive things.
Yeah.
Because if the house is
And this town
has all
doesn't
these
come
toys
across.
and all this stuff, then other situations would have occurred. The house doesn't just happen because of DJ.
Yeah. There's the this town doesn't come across as a place that would have a very very lush library of records.
No, I don't think so, but I don't know. It just seems like one of those movies, I guess, set in the 80s or whatever, where they go to the library and it's like, oh, look at this. And they pull up an article. It's like, a lady died in this house.
Like the changeling.
Yes, like the changeling. A little boy died here.
Yeah.
Do you think the house was strong enough with its wooden teeth to cut a cop car in half?
No.
It's a magic house. I mean, like the wood splinters and breaks, and then it just repairs itself. So I don't even really know the limits of it.
Okay. It doesn't repair itself completely when the house breaks after falling off a cliff.
That's
So I
Act
can't
3.
really
I didn't want to
subscribe
touch.
to that.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure if it had time, it could have repaired itself.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't it be repairing itself constantly?
I mean, if it was focusing on it, sure.
Okay.
Kind of just wants to kill the
I guess it doesn't
kids.
have a passive repair, does it?
No, it does seem pretty focused on. It's intense. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I find it funny because the cops are incompetent. But I have this idea is one of the smart one like notices the extension cord going to the dummy, and he looks down at the extension cord to follow it, but doesn't ever look up to see where it ends at the dummy, and up until he reaches it. I thought that was kind of funny.
Smart to a point.
Smart to a
Yeah.
point.
He's sniffing the trail. Just doesn't know where it's going.
He could have just. It bugs me because he could have just looked up to see. It's just.
It's
A
silly.
little bit of funny. It's silly. Sprinks point.
I don't know for certain how far it was, but I'm making a guesstimate. When they're in the house and they fall down the hole to the basement, it kind of shows that shot of like all the dark, but the flashlights flickering around or moving around, which kind of shows like the depth of how far they're falling. They fell pretty far without anyone being actually injured.
They
Yeah,
landed on teddy bears
It wasn't all teddy bears.
and bouncy balls.
bouncy balls are pretty hard. I do think there would have been an injury with that height.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, there could be broken bottles down there.
They're very well could.
Very, very, very dangerous. Bones needles. I'm sure he's probably chucked some needles into that yard before. You know?
Needles.
Jeez, well, I mean, he is in a band. They get the joke
Crimson.
here, but
What?
His face
They
wasn't
had
that
a joke
hollow.
about his mom cheating. His face wasn't that hollow.
I thought it was another funny comedic moment that worked for me, even though the cops are an idiot. Is the young and rookie cop is making a bunch of hand signals like at the front door, and the older cop is just looking at him like, "What?"
That felt like something out of Apple
Classic.
Dumpling Gang.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I feel like I've seen that in a lot of things.
Yeah.
But it fits these two.
it works. Like it wasn't over the top because we don't get much time with these characters, but I think it was a bit of a comedic beat to give them to help endear the audience to them a little bit more before the house decides to consume the living and the dead.
I agree. And I don't think a single one of those hand motions would mean to be quiet. When it's the clear one is just put your finger on your lips.
Yeah. Crimson, why
Is
don't you
that
go?
Yeah, is the house trying to kill or like capture people?
I'm gonna say
I feel like
capture.
I feel like if it wanted to kill, it could kill. But then again, I don't know why it wants to just capture people too.
Bones, the
Did
dog,
the
and the cops aren't dead.
Yeah,
Okay, so the cops do come back.
Oh, you missed
yeah,
that.
they come out
Yeah,
of the crater.
in the credits.
Okay. I know I saw Bones come back, so alright.
Yeah, no one died except the house.
Yeah.
Alright, well that's fucking plot armor for everybody, I guess. I don't think Constance has any reason to spare them.
That's what I'm saying. It's weird. The motives of this house. She hates people. She hates kids most of all.
I could
But she
buy
wants
it.
to lure them in to capture them.
Yeah, I could buy it if it was the deal that the house made with Nevercracker. But I don't know because I don't have any evidence to support that. Like if
Yeah,
because Constance still loves Nevercracker, and Nevercracker has a line that the house can't cross. Like I can buy that, but I think that the film would have needed to make that a little bit more explicit.
Yes. Just seems to be a holding cell. So I'm gonna. But Nevercracker's dead in her eyes. So why would she keep them alive?
In his memory, it's what he would have wanted.
Maybe.
Yeah, like I said, there is stuff like that, but I need more to
No,
grasp
they
on
need to
to
set
fill that
that up.
picture.
The problem that goes against why she wouldn't kill, that I think she would kill. What's going against that for me is that her first introduction of the backstory, when kids are throwing eggs at her, Nevercracker's calming her down, and she's fine. Like, the kids are now gone. Nevercracker's like, nothing's gonna happen. You're fine. When the next kid throws an egg, she grabs an axe and is like gonna kill them with an axe.
Psychopath.
She might be a
Psychopath.
little bit schizophrenic.
So it's like,
Just
it's
you got something.
Nevercracker's not here now. If you were at the point while living to threaten and possibly kill a child with an axe, why not kill now? Unless it's darker than I think, and Constance only will kill children.
Maybe I could sort of buy that as an explanation because the children are the only food that she's playing with.
Yeah, that's the threat. I guess that's the dying memory of her, like, to, kids are the problem.
I wish they would have had something like over the years kids have gone missing, like a
Yeah,
Bone story.
That's an
That's
easy
at the library
build, and I think
archives.
they could-
Yeah. Bones could easily say that during his whole tirade, but yeah, they don't do that.
Yeah, he could be like, my
So,
friend one time, or something.
Yeah, his friend. My friend Cartilage, he just disappeared one day.
Cartilage, yeah.
So I find that as an issue, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna retain that.
I'm leaning.
The house's motive.
Again, I feel like we got to write down an actual list of what these look like, of the tiers. I'm at problem, I think, not an issue, but I'm at problem.
is just for the sake of my understanding.
Okay, more than a nitpick, not as bad as an issue.
And like an issue would be something more explicit, like teleporting hand grenade or something like
Yeah.
that. But problem is something that's
It's a problem. There's ways you could talk about to solve it.
yeah,
But
there's inferences you can make, but the inferences are all stretches.
yes, and still talking about it. There was something we just covered, I think, in the MCU thing, where like us talking about it just brings up the fact that it's not clear. I forget what it was though.
Was that the Captain America train? If it was a
Maybe
trap
that
with-
was it. Yeah, we're like, the
Yeah.
fact that we're talking about it so long just means it's not clear. So
Yeah.
that's where I have like a problem.
Okay.
Like, we
That's
can
fair.
find reasons. So like, she only kills kids. Problem.
Yeah. With how that's been described, I'd also be on problem leaning towards issue because I view it as something the writers needed to answer in some form.
Yeah. You know what? Try to hold me to it. Let's try to come up with our list of whatever it is come next recap.
That'd be fun.
our damage chart.
Yeah, the damage chart. Ooh, I like the name of that. I have, from what it looks like, one more kind of point for this act.
How about you, Crimson?
Yeah, Specs can go while I read.
Okay.
Or you, whatever.
Oh, threw in a caveat.
I just need to read.
Yeah. As the host, how about I go?
There we go.
I think the kids exploring the house is mostly well done. There's a few questionable bits where Chowder thinks a fucking monkey slapping the
Symbols.
symbols together is DJ, which is funny.
Yeah, he thinks anything's just like a threat. Which is
Yeah.
fine. It's
It's
Chowder.
just-
Everything should be
it's-
jumpy. Which then goes into why the heck would he ding dong ditch the house?
Yeah. Everything else, like I said, everything else is kind of going against them and makes that moment feel a little bit more incongruent.
Yeah, all I have is that he thought
But-
the house was so in it, nothing was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, everything was just on Never Cracker, which is fine. It just feels inconsistent with the character with everything else.
Yeah.
All right, Crimson, did you find your point yet?
Yeah. So he gets the meds from the store, and it might be an '80s thing because we didn't live through the '80s, so it's kind of living through movies and stuff. I know they were more laxed back then, but would you really have the medicine at the door?
It depends on the type of medicine. The harder stuff is over the counter. I think things like cough syrup. It wasn't the '80s, but when I was younger, like going into like Rite Aids, cough syrup was just on the shelves. So I think you could just grab it.
But, I mean, I guess I don't know. It was more, I guess, just a talking point because I can't definitively
Sorry if I sound
state any
dumb
of
and you
that.
Yeah.
can still just get cough syrup on the counters. I haven't gotten cough syrup in a long time. So
Yeah, you can get
I've
cough
never
syrup at the
bought
counter
it.
still. So, it's still over the counter. I don't really have an issue with it being close to the door.
Right, and then I wrote the Toy Story traffic cone.
oh, with
Uh,
the trash cans.
yeah, that's all I wrote for that.
They also had to cut out the
Which
bottoms.
the house would see. That's true. They would have to do that, which would require some tools.
Not saying they don't have
Didn't get that in
tools,
the
but
montage.
no.
No, they probably do. What was the other thing I had? Oh yeah, her body in the cage just disintegrating.
Oh yeah,
That I would say would be the creepiest thing for me. We talked about like the nightmare shadow thing. I think this is.
Yeah.
Um,
I think what brings about is very cliche because DJ just kind of falls over uh, from the foot of a giant and manages to land on their face.
yeah. Way to go, big nose.
oh, I didn't even think
That
about that. He's not even the height of her.
that's yeah. That's
Yeah,
also
so
showing that he's as tall. Yeah.
his face teleported to hitting her face because he's not as tall as her.
Yeah, that's a good observation. But I do like how they did an actual like obese skeleton. Like the ribs are
Yeah.
wider,
Yeah,
so
kind of
that
fitting
was a
in with the
good detail.
giantess or whatever.
Yeah, good detail.
And I think Jenny does a good job saving the team when they all get uh,
Oh, grabbing
upset.
the Ugila. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's glad that she knows it. It's a good setup. Knowing like that's a way
Yes.
for it to work.
And I did go back and look. It does not spit up any medicine or dummy. It's
Oh,
wood planks and toys. Since you asked
so
earlier,
the dummy just
so
vanishes.
vanishes or it's still in the basement, but we still don't know where it is at the end
Well,
of the day.
still, well, in the basement if that's it got ingested.
If we're going with that, yeah, it's up in the air. I think they just forgot about it, which is kind of wild.
That is pretty wild since that's their whole plan.
Yeah.
All right. I'm nearing the end of my Act 2 notes as well, so Springs.
All right. I don't. I can't tell if it's an animation error. There is something up with the basketball when it bounces in the basement at 58:26. Something's off with it. It's not green screened, but it's not lit well. It looks really
It's not.
weird.
Was it because it's orange and everything around is like a green light?
I don't know. It just it looks like foreground did or
It,
green screened
it's like the
looked.
kite.
I think it's because of the dark basement and it looks very bright.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Um, yeah, I think it's just because the orange pops when everything else is green.
But
The green filter.
yeah, but Jenny's hair doesn't look like that.
No, but I think it's to focus on the actual ball, like scene dependent. Not quite at like the kite level, but I think it might be trying to deliver a similar effect.
Okay. Just looks really weird.
Yeah. Looking at it now, it does look a little weird.
I just don't know what it is about it. I think I'd put it as a lighting thing.
Well, do you think it's intentional what they're doing with it?
To make it look that way?
Yeah. Because I get the feeling it's intentional.
I don't know. I suppose so, to be the center focus of Chowder's distraction. But to me, it doesn't look like the kite, because even though the kite's illuminated somehow, it still looks like it fit. The kite didn't look like it was put in afterwards or an After Effects shot. I kind of feel like this scene wasn't layered correctly or something, and that they had to like reuse a still background and animate the ball in, because it
I
kind of
think
looks
it
like the
might.
background's still, and Chowder and the ball are the only things animated.
Looking at it, the whole room has this greenish hue. The ball itself, the side facing the camera, is orange, but the rest of the ball has the green hue to it. In reality, the whole ball should have the green hue. So that might be the weird like green screen effect you're
Maybe.
referring to. Is they partially lit the ball when it should all be lit green. So that's my best guess for the effect you're
That very well could be it.
mentioning.
Just that's why I'm kind of chalking it as a lighting issue. And yes, I said issue, because it does not look. This is the weirdest looking thing in the whole movie to me.
Bold claim. I need to think if I have anything else for that. Weirdest looking thing.
That's fair.
Yeah, nothing's really coming up, I guess.
Has Crimson got another point?
I guess my last one, and we kind of just talked about the graphics a little bit, or the effects. The water, I think, looks all right. I think it fits this animation style, but if this was in some other thing, it wouldn't look very good, I think.
I can agree with that. I think the water looks all right.
Yeah. I think it does look alright. It's weird that it just disappears like immediately afterwards. So I just
The
assumed that
grass
the house just
immediately
sucks
absorbs it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I
also
guess
they were submerged in water and floating inside the house and got spat out, and yet somehow DJ and Chowder still look dirty.
Well, it was vomit, so.
Yeah, vomit of the stomach of a house. So sewage.
Yeah, lovely.
I guess with that we can move on to Act 3. Which is going to be pretty much the aftermath of getting upchucked from the house to the end of the film. And I think I'll start. I find it funny that Nevercracker comes back via ambulance.
Not just via ambulance.
Darn, took my point. Yeah. He drove himself.
He stole an ambulance to get home.
Oh, he drove himself?
Where's the
drove it.
paramedics? No
Don't-
one's in that
don't see
ambulance, and it didn't leave.
He's in the driver's seat when he comes out
That's-
the door.
That's even worse.
That's why I
mean,
brought up. I'm
guess
like,
he-
we
I guess-
see two paramedics. They're in this movie. That's why I was adamant about that.
Yeah. The only thing that I could see fix this is if he knew it was Halloween and he needed to be there before the trick or treaters, so he stole the ambulance. But then later,
Well,
it's like,
we know.
what night
that-
is it? What night is it? It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Also, if the
So he
if
didn't
the
do
hospital
that.
had to call the cops are not around right now.
yeah.
Judy had to leave a
So
message.
at this point, I don't know how they screwed this up. This scene, so
Yeah.
weird.
They wanted this to reveal in the lights, but honestly, guys, you just needed to change the acid of the fucking ambulance.
Yeah, make it like a taxi.
It's so weird.
It's an ambulance for the joke of Chowder being like, "Oh, at least DJ got hit by an ambulance."
That's probably it.
Yeah, That's probably
Unless,
why
yeah,
it's there.
and also hand holding to children audience, maybe of being like, oh, remember the last time we saw an ambulance in the movie? Never cracker. Oh,
Yeah, that's probably another reason why it's there. I also
Goes
find it that you finish Crimson.
goes back to the dad saying, "You wish you ran over DJ, didn't you?" He gets ran over.
I guess a third reason.
It's like an
And none
onion.
of it fixes the problem.
No.
No.
So maybe it's not a problem. Maybe it's an issue.
Yeah, maybe it is an issue.
We have nothing to solve it.
I find it I don't know, maybe it's just a pacing thing for me. This is one of those bits of pacing that didn't work for me. Is DJ went from trying to convince Chowder that they need to get they need to figure out the problem with the house to giving up. And I think it might have happened a little too quickly for me to buy it, but it mostly works because I think kids are finicky like that.
Yeah, and also with what Crimson brought up earlier about trust amongst DJ and Chowder and how they pick up on one another. Just kind of DJ being more of the responsible, mature one of the two in a situation where Chowder was done and DJ was trying, but because of Chowder, saw it wouldn't go through, like couldn't do it on his own.
If he gave up, yeah. Like I said, I think it works. Just it just the pacing was a little too quick for me, and I think it's not maybe a personal thing because I don't think I have necessarily anything wrong with the scene itself, outside of the aforementioned ambulance debacle.
The ambulance also
Though,
came up with a siren that was quiet upon its arrival, that just went silent after DJ fell over.
Oh, yeah, they would have heard that ambulance coming.
Yeah, it was a weird sound effect used, or the sound of the ambulance arrival was odd.
to tack more onto this ambulance, because I have the movie up. Uh, the ambulance stays on the curb. So even if we're like, oh, there was a ambulance guy, they just let him drive for some reason. There isn't anybody.
No,
It
Crimson,
really was
I brought that up.
just never.
The ambulance didn't leave.
Yeah, yeah, it's there forever, forever and ever and ever. I guess I missed that part. Sorry.
You know, it's crazy. We know there's police present in this town. We know there's an ambulance, but there's no firefighters. There's no fire trucks, because even when a damn explosion goes off, there's no responders.
Well, at least that's in the quarry. They'll be like, "Oh man, the miners are at it again." But
Those
Yeah, the
darn miners.
construction crew.
They're out
Miners.
trick or treating with their kids.
Oh, you mean the 3 trick or treaters in this town? No,
In
it's a
so
little
this
more
does
than
street.
that, but
yeah. So oh does Nevercracker just carry around sticks of dynamite with him? Like he's always been trying to convince himself that he needs to kill her,
no,
the house.
no. You're asking how he got the stick of dynamite?
Uh, yes, and also, has he just been carrying it around with him for the last 10 years, maybe?
On his person, no, but he's had access to it, yes.
He was a military guy, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and it showed inside the house the demolition team and dynamite. The Chowder's like, "Oh, dynamite, cool," on the table, and then the photos of him as the demolition squad and the military somehow. I think the upchuck of all the water in that room spat out the dynamite case out onto the lawn, because that's where Nevercracker, when the house comes after him, picks up.
Cool, wet dynamite.
Well, it's in a case.
Wet powder. Yeah, I have a. It gets convenient then that one of the things that it throws up is the dynamite case.
Yes, but at least it's, to me, shown in a way that makes sense, kind of like the key situation, where it makes sense how it got there and it didn't just appear.
Yeah, there is still convenience to it that makes it a nitpicky to problem, but it's Yeah. The how it got there makes a sort of sense. Crimson.
Okay. Uh, so we kind of talked about him, Nevercracker, like reigning in the house. And during his absence, she probably would go crazy and just kill people, maybe just kids, debatable. Um, I'm just curious, like the extent of which he has to hold her back for some of this stuff, because you see in the flashbacks, the kids suck. They're throwing eggs at the house. They're throwing eggs at her when she's a human. Do you think just here, dear, kiss the steps is all he has to do every single time? What do you think is his most extreme measure that he's done? Put water on the fireplace or something?
Well, I don't think you want my answer for the most extreme. So I'll try to keep it PG-13 for you.
Those darn gutter pipes.
Those gutter pipes. Yep.
Is that what you're going for?
You're on the right track. Sinister would not hold back if he was here. I think just being very obsessed over the house to calm it down shows enough. Like nothing else matters except Constance and him. How he does that with the house, I mean, the petting it was one thing.
Bone said
Yeah.
he saw him kissing it.
Yeah, he could kiss the house. That seems fine.
And kissing it.
I mean, on the more negative side of it, they're trying to prevent the house from doing it because he probably could have threatened suicide.
He did seem like a hostage.
Well, especially
Yeah.
when he says he's free at the end. Yeah, 45
Yeah,
years.
I'm also of the belief that he intended to use the dynamite to blow himself up along with her.
Certainly a thought.
I can buy it. I don't think it's out of his character to do that. If it came to it.
Yeah.
I haven't really talked about it. Just the design of this house is awesome. The way the front of the house like snaps the wood to form kind of a nose. The eyes are very expressive, and the mouth, even when the trees turn into its arms or legs, however you want to describe it, it all looks very cool and menacing.
Yeah.
I once the trees once it starts walking around with using the trees as his hands, that's when I kind of didn't like the design as much, but I think everything else was great.
The trees' hands remind me
Yeah.
of the Babadook house. Not the Babadook.
Babadook.
That's not what I'm thinking of. Not the Babadook. Baba Yaga house.
Oh, yeah, with the stencil feet.
Yeah.
I don't like the house in the quarry where it's all blown up and it's
Same.
ramshackle. But
Yeah,
don't like
no,
that
I
design.
don't like that. I
bad.
don't like it either. Yeah, I would have rather the house just remade itself.
So that I'm not a fan of. But every other
But
aspect.
then
of the
again,
house
I don't know
like.
how the chimney quote unquote survived the fall anyway.
That's nitpick, maybe even problem I have. That the house
Not an issue.
destroyed. It completely shattered apart, and the fire
Heart survived.
The heart survived for
somehow
it
the
to be
chimney
revived.
survived.
Yeah, I agree. I would follow that as a. Are we saying issues in between problem and nitpick, or was it?
That's something we got to
Definitely.
do on the recap. I have issue
Yeah,
as the top dog.
I'll file it as a problem then, at our current ranking of this chart. As
Issue
of
is
this
typically
video.
the top. Problem is between issue and nitpick.
And then below
So.
nitpick is gripe, maybe.
We'll form the list in the recap.
Yeah.
In this video's sake, I'm going to put problem in between issue and nitpick, and that's where I'm having it. The heart surviving.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's a problem. Spriggs.
I think it's funny, even still, Chowder and DJ trying to find ways to slow down the house when they're running away from it. So Chowder
like
closing the gate
dumpsters
and DJ moving the dumpster. I think those are
very
both pretty
kids.
funny.
Yeah.
Also, to show that their friendship, that they both thought of an idea how to slow down the house.
Yeah. Because they've seen enough movies together probably to avoid chases.
1983.
Yeah, you got to avoid chases.
1983. What movies would that be? I don't know what they've been watching.
Western chases.
Western chase scenes.
Horse,
That's what they've been watching.
horse chase scenes. Yep.
Maybe
Those
maybe they've
westerns.
seen the first Star Wars. Maybe they've seen the second Star Wars.
Maybe.
I don't know.
If those exist in
Actually,
this universe.
Chowder has a cape. He's probably seen Superman.
Yeah. And that was out.
The backstory for Continents and the house is very efficient once we meet the old man, and he starts speaking affectionately to the house. I think it works as a setup as far as an origin to the mystery of why the house is a monster, and doesn't really explain why it's haunted, but it still works. Like it doesn't need to necessarily explain why it's haunted.
Yes, just kind of like the spirit of a dead lady.
Yeah.
I think it's enough
That's
to pass.
all it needs.
Yeah, it's enough to pass. Probably want a little more, but the need is set.
As long as it doesn't trample anything that would be beyond the realm of possibilities. Like if it started possessing someone else's garden shed or something. I'm like, okay, you're breaching the property line. I feel like we need to establish rules now.
Well,
They never did anything
it called
like
a phone.
that.
Yeah. The best thing we can do for that, I guess, is the nerve stuff as we described it. Like because it's connected by the landlines, it would know.
Well, yeah, I still don't fully agree with the landline connection thing, but
Yeah, that's the only plausible explanation that I think we've managed to come up with. So
Yeah, it's just a way that's connected to the house.
again, payoff with the
something I'll
tractor.
bring up.
Or,
These it doesn't have stars, and typically in the middle of nowhere or small towns, you can see the stars because there's not a lot of city light.
Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, just gonna agree.
So there's no stars. Just seems a little absent.
Okay. I am sure.
It's a nice it's a good nitpick. It's
Yes,
not
it's
that late in the night because trick or treaters are still out, but
Yeah.
I mean, you don't
it's-
see a sunset.
No, that
Kinda
occurred
just
when they were in the house.
yeah.
good time to say, man, nobody lives in this fucking town, even though they're all out trick or treating right now because we saw them. None of them heard any of this apparently.
Well, all the kids are on that side of the neighborhood.
They know where all like the full candy bar houses are, and they all went that way.
Yeah.
Never Cracker never has the full candy bars.
It's
Old used to Never Cracker has any candy at all for kids.
true. I guess it falls under the convenience sake, but still totally believable to me is that the construction drained out lake is that close to GJ's place, so they're not like running throughout the whole neighborhood as a house is chasing them. It's kind of just around one corner.
Yeah, it helps, but it's still an issue because that's not an easy noise to miss.
No, not at all. I'm just saying it's not like obscene how far that it is.
With where they have the chess pieces on this board, it is feasible. But the odds of there being this giant hole in the ground for this giant house boss fight to take place in the first place is in of itself already kind of convenient.
A little. I will say, with that statement, I have now hit the point where I am dropping my objective rating.
Whoa.
Just letting it know right now. This is the point where it happened.
All right.
All right.
It's convenient that. Okay, all right. I'm gonna line up these conveniences because I do think all these kind of constitutes a problem. The one shot is very cool when Jenny lobs the dynamite while he's flying up and had to be in the exact place to catch it. Uh, again, the ball had to swing over the right spot for him to throw it into
Chimney.
the chimney of the house, and then the crane hook had to be far lower to the ground in order for him to grab Chowder and get him away from the house.
If you drank
Yes.
some liquid luck.
The getting the dynamite into the house, he can eyeball how fast the house is moving because of Chowder. So I think he can time that because he waits. He swings back
Yeah,
and holds and waits for his shot. So I think
that's
that's fine.
the one I that's the one I have the least problems with. I don't have any issues with that. It's a 1 in a million shot, but a lot of movies do that. I'm fine
Yes.
with it. He can work that out.
Jenny's at the controls of the crane, and if she is lowering it herself for him to get Chowder, that works for me. It's one of those things that's
Ye-
off screen.
I don't think so though, because she just lobbed the dynamite to him, and they crawled out there.
No,
So
yeah.
she has to sprint back in order
Well,
to
she
man the controls of the crane.
didn't crawl out with him.
Well, she did in order to lob the dynamite, so she had to. She doesn't throw the dynamite at him from like the controls of the crane. She went out with him.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking at it. She did
Okay.
go to the end with him.
I just don't know if there's enough time for her to go back and then lower it to get Chowder.
If
Not
she's moving in
safely.
real time during slow motion, she could probably do it. But no.
Because to me, it's one of those things that's a problem then.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's all of those together constitute a problem for me. It's a lot of conveniences and luck as to how the kids win.
Um,
And then, of course, the monster freezes before exploding.
oh yeah,
Yes.
that's a
Instead of
movie
just
moment.
exploding.
That was cool.
The reaction. The reaction moment.
I think I ate something. Kaboom.
Yeah.
I'm no expert on dynamite. How long does it take for the nitroglycerin to sweat?
I mean, it's a factor of condition as well, not just time. But the humidity of the storage it's in as well. And that seemed like a dry house, but I'm also not an expert on dynamite, so I can't even answer the question. But
Okay.
it is more than just time as a variable.
Okay, I was just
That's all I
curious
can
on
say.
how stable that dynamite was. The follow up to that is it's pretty damn stupid to use the dynamite to light the match with.
Hey, it's all you got.
Use your shoe.
Yeah, I think this shoe would have been smarter.
Don't light a match on a stick of dynamite. It seemed so wild to me. I'm like, okay, he's a dumb kid, but wow.
Blew it.
I agree with that.
Yeah, what a tone of the movie if it just blew up in DJ's hands.
That would break me.
And no,
I would,
but
I
it's
would
like
laugh.
How to Train Your Dragon. We see him wake up in the hospital and he's just like missing a hand.
I would be not a happy camper if that's what happened.
That would be so poorly implemented that I probably would have dropped the film by a few objective points.
Heavy. That's a heavy sway right there.
Yeah.
I did watch this movie. I don't recall if it was on a Halloween or just at some point with Sinister and Sprinks, and I made a joke that made both of you guys laugh pretty hard. Do you remember what that was, Sprinks?
Not at all.
No, it was with the house blown up and Nevercracker reaching for the doorknob, and I said, "Don't touch my knob." You both were dying at the time.
I could imagine.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
remember
pretty
that.
good. That was years ago though. Anyways, that's it.
I know, Ryder, it tickled your fancy a slight that Chowder got in a situation because of his cape.
Oh, it didn't tickle me. It just reminded me of a classic saying from
No
Edna Mode.
kids.
Yeah, no capes.
No capes. At least he's smart enough to untie it, though.
Yeah.
Yes. It did not cost him his life.
But is it kind of one of those situations that he had the cape the whole time just because of that?
I feel like they could have had that scene without the cape. But
Oh,
I
like
mean,
the back of
maybe.
his shirt or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a
Maybe. I guess
distinction
is
for
my
it.
answer. I don't know.
It's just the character distinction for him, I guess, to give him the cape.
Okay.
How are we looking on notes, gentlemen?
Getting towards the end.
Yeah, getting towards the end.
All right. Crimson, go.
All right, so we get back to the property. There's a crater, not nearly as deep as the house was for the basement. And the crater's a circle, not a square, or even the dimensions of the house. And the places where the trees were ripped out of the ground aren't visibly disturbed. It's just grass now. So I don't think they did a very good job establishing the new property after the house left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that.
The dimensions and
Okay.
everything don't make sense.
Yeah.
I will touch on the Jenny's quick kiss to DJ before he goes out on the crane where he's starting to doubt himself. I think I'm okay with that. I think they did enough to build the chemistry between them, as it were.
She's leading him on.
Oh. I too think it's okay.
She's gonna give him some freaking candy and ditch him to the curb. This is a long game. She's in it for
It's
the
true.
business.
It's
Yeah,
a con.
it's
She's doing
it's
a
all
This
con.
is a con.
it's a long con. She's befriending them just to sell them candy every Halloween.
Yeah, she's in it for the business. I want that post credit scene.
The reveal where she's sitting on a bunch of stacks of cash.
It's the
Suckers.
chocolate nuts guy who broke the was it the paper skin and glass bones?
Yeah, exactly that.
Candy bar bag carrying bags or something. Couple of suckers.
Yeah, see, now that would be a good ending to this. How it should have ended.
Hey, did you guys know
Yeah.
that one of the kids in the line was dressed as a corn dog?
No.
No,
Okay.
Did you know there was a license from
You better shut
California?
your mouth. You shut your you. Damn it. Well, you knew exactly what I just did there.
You can't play the game I play.
No,
Spriggs.
no, but hey, if I can't beat the devil on the shoulder. I can't do this game. Yeah, I just if it's something you can do, it's like anyone's free to do it.
Yeah, you're free to do it. I'm
we
free
just
to
can't
call it out.
compete.
Pay for effort. That's pretty funny.
Briggs, point from you.
Yeah, the mom's guess of dirty pirates is terrible.
Like,
Yeah,
they don't look like it, or
No, they're just covered in soot. You could have said chimney sweeper. That's funnier because they just killed a house with a chimney.
I mean, the ideal line here is, "Oh, you're the chimney sweepers from Mary Poppins."
Well, you can't say Mary Poppins.
I said that's the ideal.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
I probably think they probably can't now.
But if they're just like, oh, chimney sweeps, and it's like, yeah, chimney sweeps. It's like that's kind of a little tongue in cheek to what actually just occurred. Saying dirty pirate. What about them says pirates? Chowder has a cape.
well, I mean, I'm sure you've seen some of those like Spirit Halloween pirate costumes where they have the red and white stripe shirts.
True, but the mom left.
DJ's wearing one of
She
those.
left DJ the day before, and he was wearing the same clothes.
Yeah, I guess she wasn't that observant.
Oh, wasn't that observant of forcing down the
the-
dad's mouth that all she cared about was DJ?
Well, she also said, "Did we run him over?" when she could see him in front of him.
That's
so.
true.
Not very observant.
Yeah.
Also, went through it. Bones got his kite back.
Oh, he did have his kite. Okay.
All right. Cool. Good for him. Um, I I guess I'll add a bit of plot armor to Chowder because when the tractor is pushed off the edge of the cliff and the house falls apart and he walks away from that without any injuries, bit of a problem.
They're just walking away without injuries in this.
Yeah. I will say that the way tractors are weighted, that thing would have flipped on him.
Yes,
True.
Like,
the excavator would.
Excavator. I'm
yeah,
like, it's not. Tractor's not the right
That's
name.
not
Yeah.
excavator,
No, it's an excavator. But yes, it would have tipped over. It wouldn't have just kept driving
and
down.
it would have crushed the cockpit where he was staying, this driver's seat, because it would have flipped that way.
You ever been in the cockpit of an excavator? Sounds like a silly line.
It does.
Sounds like I'm on zero sleep.
Nah,
Do you know why
well.
they call it a cockpit?
Yeah.
Great movie.
Is it?
No,
I
it's
think
not.
I think it's just a nitpick for me that DJ accepts that they're gonna go trick or treating, and he goes, "Yeah, we'll go." They don't have bags. Are they expecting to go to one house, get candy in their hands, eat the candy before the next house?
Hey, we already have the evidence of his cape being able to hold a bunch of cold medicine. I'm sure it can hold some candy until they find a fucking box.
Is that the plan? Is the
His
key-
cape's gone, isn't it?
Well,
Oh.
I thought it was gone, but Sprints brought up,
Oh.
oh, he was wearing his cape in the last scene, and I'm like,
Hey,
is he?
it should be gone. I think he still has it. When it cuts to them at Nevercracker's house, giving out all the toys and whatnot.
Oh, he went through all the debris and found it. He went
The
back in the
debris
quarry.
teleported
Because I
back.
know when Jenny hugs them, the two of them, they go, "Yeah, Chowder's definitely wearing his cape."
Okay.
Oh, well, there you go. Also, they can just steal a bag of candy. You know, they're old enough. They can
They're
do that now.
they're not going to do that.
No.
Crazy things in the credits to know. I guess maybe I'm sure Sinister would have said it. But the screenplay and story was done by Dan Harmon for this movie.
Of Harmon Quest fame?
Of Harmon Quest fame, yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
Oh man. What?
Yeah, Harmon Quest. That's his big thing.
Yeah, everyone knows
I
his D and
don't
D,
know what Harmon Quest is.
his D and D
Dan
series.
Harmon did one of the creators for Rick and Morty, but he's done
Ah,
other things. I feel like there was another movie he was attached to that I can't remember. Something like Sky High or something like that.
Ooh.
I don't think it was
Sky
Sky
High, huh?
High, but something like that.
Oh, I see.
I see.
He says the
Uh,
blind man.
Crimson Point.
The dog survived.
The dog does survive. Pees on a lantern.
Yeah, who put that lantern there? Who carved it? It's on Nevercracker's property.
I don't
What-
know. I also don't
what
know
is
where
this?
Nevercracker is now. Like, does he just
He's
Dude,
almost.
I'm just gonna stick around.
does he sleep in
and
the
help
pile?
clean stuff up.
No, he sleeps in the ambulance. He
Oh,
owns it.
yeah,
Yeah.
the ambulance.
That's his personal vehicle, actually. Do you see him with a car? No, but you see him driving an ambulance.
How are we looking on notes now, fellas?
Pretty out.
I'm out.
Out. All right.
I'm looking. I
Out
think
am I?
Ooh,
Yeah.
goblin. I think we touched on everything I have.
Do you think Nevercracker's talk with Constance was a good talk? I don't think we really said anything on that, did we?
Which talk
We
you
just
talked
talked about the flashback. The one where he's brushing the step and it's all emotional.
Oh,
It's time to stop.
yeah. No, I think that was nice. I don't know if the talk with DJ was enough to turn him.
Hmm, that's a toughie. I mean, he's tired and exhausted of this thing.
True, but he's been
He's
with
been
it for
chased
45
down.
years. This has been his
Chased
life.
down. And he had the dynamite, and we already discussed whether or not that was like a backup plan or a plan he might have had already. So I can buy it. I think there's enough that's happened to where he
Okay.
can be flipped.
Alrighty.
Like a broken down man finally just need that last push.
Last
Yeah.
push, last
Since
last
now kids are
excuse, last
directly in
reason.
danger, because he's managed to keep the house under control, but now the house is physically moving and chasing people. I can see how that would be the last straw for him.
Well, this is the first instance someone's actually like broken into his house.
And live to tell about it.
You know what? Touche. Good point.
That we know of. Yeah, that's fair. I think I'm pretty much out too. The last bit I have is I like that DJ and Nevercracker connect enough to not hold resentments towards each other. So the celebrations are a little bit melancholy for at least as he's free, but it works, I think.
I agree. I think it does.
With that, barring any last minute inputs, I think we can now move to summary and ratings.
I'm ready.
Looking at my notes, yeah, I'm good.
All right, and we will start summary ratings with Crimson.
Well, when I said I'm ready, I didn't mean to go first.
Too bad.
All right. So I will go with my subjective, as I typically do. I've seen it a lot, like I said, like 10, 15 times roughly, I would imagine. And it's quite enjoyable. It's a funny. Um, I would imagine my score would be lower if I've just seen it for the first time. I haven't grown up with it, but having that nostalgia badge that I also wore for the little vampire, it's going to be another high score. I have it at an 8. Not quite little vampire level. I know that can be controversial, but I have it at an 8. Objectively, there's some issues. It's not a flawless film.
No film is.
The concept of exactly. At least we haven't found one yet. The concept of a house being alive is a fun premise, and I think they utilized it pretty darn well, but it does come with its problems. We had the talk of the phone. You guys brought up the concept of it's a hard line that might be linked to the other houses, and that's how it can contact other people without knowing their numbers necessarily. I feel like I need to see that actually set up to go with, so I'm not applying that on mine. Um, the I just had it. What happened? What was the other house issue?
This is why we take notes, people.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But I also said I didn't want to go first, so there's that too. I'm sure I'll come up with something else. Uh, just the premise alone is pretty good. The scary neighbor dying in air quotes and discovering the house is possessed and essentially trying to kill it, I guess, just to protect the neighborhood and its kids. Uh, I think every character is a character. Yeah, they could have gone with caricatures. I think the closest one to a caricature would probably be Z, but even then, I think they did enough to make her distinguishable. To where she could just be the uncaring babysitter, but she does care. She bought them candy, and she listens to them, even if it's absurd. She's not completely distant. So I think they do a good job with everyone involved. Visually, I think it still holds up. It's not amazing to today's standards, but I don't think it aged poorly at all. I think it looks quite good, actually. Um, we had talked about shortcuts in the animations, like the trees being copy pasted and lacking people and just shortcuts. It happens. It's fine. It's not too much of a hit. Yeah, I feel very rambly, and I also feel like I've said nothing. But I am landing at a 7. 6.5 actually.
There
I'm
we
at a
go.
6.5. I I forgot that the medicine disappeared. That's kind of pivotal. That was the whole plan, was the medicine to put the house to sleep, and it just disappears. That's a big one. So 6.5.
All right. I will go next. Um, I think I'll do my subjective first. Um, like I said, I picked this movie because I know I've seen it and just didn't remember a single thing about it. I'm kind of happy I picked it. I don't have a strong nostalgia factor for it. I'm fairly neutral towards the film on terms of feelings. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to put it on a must watch list for every year, but if it's on, I'm not going to be opposed to sitting down and watching it. I'm at a subjective 6. I think I enjoyed it enough to where it's not going to be a big problem for me to end up picking this up again to rewatch it. Objectively, um, I think the plot works for the most part. It's very efficiently told. The storytelling, I think the strength of it is much of it is tied directly to the characters. So it's characters that are helping to drive the plot forward in a way. The only nick that I really had with as far as that is concerned, connecting characters to plot is probably Chowder. Um, his intelligence is it's not broken, but it feels incongruent with some of its what happens in the film. Uh, I can buy the world building. It's kind of got 50-50 on that, um, where the neighborhood is just non-existent. The world doesn't exist outside of the camera. That's an issue that crops up several times. Like Z would have heard Chowder and DJ screaming as they ran back inside. Z would have seen the monster house like fixing itself before it succeeded when she's calling out for Chowder, whose parents are on the phone. So I view that as some world building stuff and also character stuff as well. Z's kind of made dumber by it. Same issues with Jenny when the signs are disappearing pretty much in front of her, um, that are easily noticeable. Uh, so world building took some hits, but it's not terrible. I think the mystery surrounding the house makes sense. Why it's haunted is reasonable enough to make the monster house. Um, Characters, uh, I think the cops are really dumb. While it doesn't damage the main characters, I do think the side characters being really dumb is a problem. Even though it facilitates in some comedy and stuff like that, but it works in a weird way. Parents bickering, wish we had a little bit more of them. Uh, I think a lot of the side characters are fine. I'm thinking right now on the plotting stuff. Um, it's a very efficiently told story. I think um, there's definitely some plot armor bound. There should have been injuries going around to the characters. There should have been again the Chowder would have died in the excavator. I've been calling it a tractor the entire podcast. uh, but overall, the reason I decided to go next is because my objective is also a 6.5,
Wowzers.
and that leaves you, Springs.
Oh boy. Let's see. I'll start with my subjective because that's the one that didn't change. This movie, I think, I do have some nostalgia for it, and I think it's very good for like a child's horror movie situation. Maybe even preteen, depending on you know what the parents a child. But I like it. I think it's pretty good. It's not. There's other child horror movies, maybe coming the rest of this season, that I think I like more. Hint, hint. So I am comfortably putting this at a 6.5. I'm sure there's a time in my life that I had it higher. I don't know if I've ever had it lower. Objectively, something that wasn't really touched on, and I always say it's hard for me to really tackle cinematography in an animated film because it's animated that way. The camera's set to that place. However, this film is mocapped, and there are definitely elements of that animated camera of where it's being placed, but it also has the mix of the camera in a room for the mocap to get the actors and the environments that they're mocapping. So it has a little more structurally aid for me in that. And this movie cinematography, I think, is beautiful. There's so many cool movements and shots and where the camera's placed of a scene, and very quip. There's not a lot of lawn takes, and when there are lawn takes, it's for the tension of a scene or situation. I think it's so good of using all these angles of inside the house, outside the house, whose point of view, over the shoulder, pan, track, fade, like all these other things. I think it's really good. The editing is also, I think, very well done. It does have a little question of things cut off screen, bringing up like the Jenny thing or the dummy disappearing, which could aid into the writing of it. It's like it wasn't written to be shown. Um, but I could also see that as an editing where it's like edited around it, but it should be written in. So I don't know where that really lands, but editing I think is pretty good. Transitional usages, yeah, the transitional usages between scenes, pretty good. I think my favorite one in this is when they're going over their plan and they put down a photo of the trees, of the tree limbs, and it goes into the photo to Nevercracker's house. I think that might be my favorite. Um, they're very good. The acting, I think, is overall okay. No one's really a phenomenal, I think, in their part, but the voices line up pretty well comparatively to last week's Little Vampire we covered. Um, Everyone's emotions seem good. The character work seems good. The fast friendship built with Jenny of both characters, I think, I works very well. Um, a lot of the hits to this movie is the world and the writing of it and the dumbed down of everything else to make the kids seem smarter and more competent in their plan to do what they want to do. Um, the pacing of the movie is very good. I think it's very entertaining in that from beginning to end, like keeps you engaged. However, it does, and I think Ryder brought this up, there's coincidences that arise from it that make possible problems of thought being how quick it is, and how fast it goes. But there are little bits that really help, like DJ calling Chowder and Chowder talking about his dad pharmacy, so that's not out of the blue. Or the hangout spot being the drained lake, that's not out of the blue, but it seems so quick. And that Crimson brought that up of like Chowder knowing there's keys and excavator kind of thing. It's like, well, they've been here, and that it's very fast that way. And I like that in the pacing, but overall the story um, seems quick, and it's not one of those movies that's like another half hour would help it. I don't think this movie needs another half hour. I think it just needs to be structured a little differently with its writing of its condensed scenes. Um, so maybe that's it. Maybe a little more show than tell situation. I don't know how they'd really go about that in some cases, but something like that. Um, but I think it's very good in that department. Um, the I marked down my score from a 7.5 to where I'm at currently at a 7 because I think that this movie has too many coincidences to make it seem reasonably real in the story it's telling. Um, where even though it's a cartoon, take it as if it's being told as a real story kind of thing. I don't think this is supposed to be a cartoony movie. Um, but I think there's too many coincidences in it for it to kind of shape into a possible look of plot armor. So that's what's knocked it down for me. So I am at a 7. And I know, I'm sorry, I missed something. I always miss something on my objective, but that's where I'm at.
Character design.
Character design, lighting, uh, uh, color theory. I don't know. This movie's got a lot of orange. What's that mean?
It's Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween.
All right.
I think it was in the recording. I know Ryder's going to ask if we have any last things. I brought up that I had something, but I'm going to save it to the very end. So now, I'm not sure, but for the recap, when the question we usually go like least favorite character, I think for Ryder, Chowder would be in contention.
Really?
Maybe.
I didn't get those vibes.
Going into this movie,
Yeah.
I was thinking Ryder's not going to like Chowder.
Is that the case?
I'm pretty neutral towards Chowder. I don't love him, but I don't hate him either. So
Okay.
we'll see how he stacks up to the rest of the cast. He might still end up being the worst one. If I just love everybody else coming forward.
Well,
You loved all
but
the
I have
little
to remember that
vampires.
there is
Yeah.
a Halloween Town on this list.
yeah,
so.
our 5th choice this season. That might take the cake.
All right, audience. Gentlemen, shall I read us out?
All
Yeah.
good on my end.
All right. Crimson?
Yeah.
All right. Well, audience, thank you for listening, whether it be Spotify, Amazon, Castbox, Good Pods, iHeartRadio, Podcasts, and Samsung, and maybe in our visual side of things, be it YouTube or Rumble. Thank you for watching our Peen YouTuber slideshow there. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe everywhere. Tell us how much you hate our opinions or how much you love them. And as always, I've been a geeky writer.
I'm Crimson Maroon.
And I'm Springs.
And we will catch you next time. Later, everybody.
Bye.
Toodaloo.